Alright, good evening ladies and gentlemen. We are back now for another special game of Dota 2, this
10
time coming out from the
seconds to
female
go.
Dota 2 Southeast Asia League, Season 2. We are looking at Mama I Need
Radiant
Tangos
team
going up
ban.
against Team Freya. I'm personally quite looking forward to this match, and I'm joined, I believe, by Divok. How you doing, man? He said, hopefully, having
Dyer's
not
pick.
already checked the mic and made sure that his open mic was on. His open mic was on. Divok is simply being very quiet. Let me just quickly see if I can track him down. But in the meantime, let's have a quick look at this. We've got the Ember Spirit and Lycan Band coming out from Mama Need Tangos, and the Bat Rider and Invoker coming out from Team Freya. Now, even more, even more than some of the
10 seconds to
SLTV
go.
matches that are going on at the moment, I really like these
5
opening bands. They
seconds.
are high tier. These are the heroes who can pretty much make more of an
Reserve
impact on a
time.
game than any other hero in the hero pool. That's a bold statement. I admit that. That's a very bold statement.
Radiant's pick.
But honestly, those heroes can just steamroll out of control. Ancient Apparition picked up by Mama Need Tangos, and I really do like that pickup. The cancellation on healing in team fights is very, very effective. The global presence means that it doesn't give too much away in terms of strategy. It can easily be part of a pushing line, it
Radiant's
can easily be
pick.
part of an early ganking line, and it can easily be part of a team fight line. Freya giving a little bit more away, I think, with the Shadow Shaman pickup. Definitely a push-oriented strategy. Gotta wonder what their second pickup will be. The one thing I would say about that is they've got a big advantage having this second and third pick right next to each other. It's obviously the only part in the draft where you get two picks, one straight after the other. That's generally where you like to
10
try and pick up
seconds
your
to
wombo
go.
combos. And okay, Shadow Shaman,
Dyer's
Nature's Prophet.
pick.
I was going to say there isn't going to be much wombo combo with Shadow Shaman, but I guess it helps them get away with both of the really hard pushes in the game. Um, Definitely going to give them a lot of lane control early game. I would expect we're going to see a Nature's Prophet off lane, and he can be fairly solid there. Shadow Shaman great on a safe lane simply because he does great if you're going for kills, and does great if people are going for kills on you as well.
10
Um,
seconds to
Now,
go.
especially with a lot of the highly mobile gankers in the
5
a lot of the
seconds.
tier 1 highly mobile gankers anyway, already taken out from the bans. Nature's Prophet is going to have,
Reserve time.
well, put it this way, I think Tangos need to come up with a couple of decent Nature's Prophet counters, kind of right now. They can't leave that too late, and they can't let Nature's do his thing. Very hard to control with just TPs, definitely possible, but Nature's Prophet's always kind of going to be one step ahead with his natural abilities. I am wondering whether these teams have much experience playing against each other, given the nature of the bans. I mean, that's the only thing I would say maybe is a downside. When you're picking high tier 1 bans the
Dyer's
entire time,
ban.
it does kind of suggest that you don't know the other team well enough to target ban them. Just heard from Divok, he's having some mic issues, but I'm sure he'll be in momentarily. I'm just going to see if there's anything I can do to help him out with that.
10 seconds to go.
Well, I'm sure he'll tell me if there is. The
5
Clockwork pickup now
seconds.
from Mint. Now, I really like this in conjunction with
Radiant
the AA.
team
I
ban.
rarely see support Clockwork, and I'm not sure that's what we'll see today. But a very common thing is to have support Clockwork with a
Dire
support AA
team
in a tri
ban.
lane, using the cogs to just make absolutely certain that you can land cold feet. Now, even if that's not what they're doing, the two work well together a bit later on in the game as well, because the cogs work very well for setting up the AA ult, and
10
the Spectre ban as well
seconds to
coming out from
go.
Mint. They're anticipating then a little bit of a global strategy.
5
There's
seconds.
a couple. I actually I laughed because I suffered from this last night, and yeah, goddamn
Reserve
global
time.
strategies. Um, but Nature's Prophet and Spectre, that's a nasty surprise for anyone
Radiance
anywhere on the map,
ban.
and you really don't need that if you're trying to set up a team fight combination, which is probably going to have a fairly hard carry in it somewhere, and that's what Mint appear to be doing. Freya choosing to ban the Earthshaker. Now, I would be really surprised
Ten
if that's the
seconds to
best ban they
go.
could come up with. Not that Earthshaker wouldn't work well, particularly if Clockwork is going to take the
5
off lane or the mid.
seconds.
Um, but I think they need to be a little bit more worried about some of the carries which Mint can draw upon at this stage. I would really
Radiance
like to see
pick.
even a Void ban, um, a Gyrocopter maybe, any kind of AoE. I think would work very very well with what Tangos have going here. There's also the possibility of a Lifestealer bomb with the Clockwork. So Still an awful lot of stuff which I would want in my team if I was Mint. Divok's going to go for a quick restart. Hopefully his mic problems will be
Dyer's
fixed by
pick.
then. Oh, Divok. You know what, ladies and gentlemen, let's be honest. He's probably just drunk. He's probably just drunk. The Weaver picked up now from Freya. Now, I really like Weaver, and I don't think Weaver gets enough love in the metagame at the moment. Obviously, he's great at being a slippery bastard and getting those kills once he's got the Daedalus up. What a lot of people don't appreciate is how well he works with pushing lineups
Radiant's
as well.
pick.
I'll tell you what, this will be kind of my job for this game, is to watch that Weaver and see how well he uses his bugs to help with push. Because the idea is, if you are pushing under a tower but you don't have your creeps yet, you can use your bugs to slow down the enemy creeps, take some of them up beforehand. If you're already pushing on the tower, you can use the bugs to hold up the creep wave that's coming up, so that your creeps get more time hitting the tower. And if they're pushing hard against you, under your tower, and
10
your creep wave isn't
seconds
there
to
yet,
go.
then you can use bugs to hold up the creeps. The tower and you can
5
shoot them
seconds.
down without the tower taking damage. It's amazing. It's quite hard to do. You need to get the timings
Reserve
absolutely perfectly
time.
to make sure the creep aggro ranges and the tower ranges all work out. But if used properly, that Weaver synchronizes beautifully with the Shadow Shaman and Nature's Prophet pushing lineup. Tango's choosing to go for a Lion. I mean, definitely a decent support. I still haven't seen Ag's Lion in a pro game since it became AoE, so I'm wondering if that's what they're planning on. And I almost think it would be
Dyer's
worth
pick.
it if it wasn't for the fact that you need your supports, just because there are so many abilities in the game, cogs being one, which make it very easy to group up enemies. And you can't really argue with
Radiant's
AoE
down.
Finger of Death. Personally, though, I think that's probably just going to be a nice traditional hard support line. Doubt will be building into Ags. Mirana now picked up. Great synchronicity with Clockwork. Much easier to land cogs from invis rather than from a hook, and then
10
you've got the hook
seconds to
for
go.
chasing or whatever else. Once you've already won the fight.
5 seconds.
Vengeful Spirit now picked up for Freya. And another hero which I don't think gets enough love, and another hero that I think works great with
Reserve
Weaver. It's one of
time.
those Aura and Germinate attacks stacking beautifully together as just a way of dishing out so much damage in lane. And that is definitely a tri-lane. It's a little bit squishy, but
Dyer's
Mint are
ban.
also very squishy. I think Freya will be getting kills with this. With Shadow Shaman, Weaver, and Vengeful, there's no reason not to be getting kills. That's almost certainly going to be, I want to say, a defensive tri-lane, and all range, decent stuns,
10
plus Weaver, who's
seconds to
just
go.
amazing. Love it. Freya now choosing to ban out the have
Radiant's
I muted
pick.
co-broadcasters? Asks Divok. I really should have checked that a very long time ago. Divok, don't be mad. I turned it off now. Hello? I think I may have muted co-broadcasters there, guys. Let me just quickly
10
I was
seconds
just
to
trying
go.
to sort this out with Divok. Both teams now, I think, trying
5
to focus on the mids,
seconds.
basically. Freya don't want to give Quap over to Mint to give them even more gank
Reserve
ability.
time.
So that
And
shouldn't be an issue.
hey, Divok, how you doing, mate? Hello?
So yeah, sorry I've been completely missing this. I thought I had mic issues. Apparently I don't. Apparently Grandma just forgot to turn off muting co-broadcasters. So if you've been on the Twitch, then hello, welcome. I'm Divok. I should have been here from the very beginning. If you've been watching us on Dota TV, then you heard me saying some curse words down my microphone as I cannot fix it.
You
Just
can
taking
hear
a
me
look
now, right?
Back through the drafts, we have Ancient Apparition
I
on the
don't
side of
think you can
Mamani
hear me.
Tangos. Absolutely adore that hero. I think he is probably the best support in this patch, followed by Clockwork Lion Morana. So we're going to see a core Morana, whether it's a mid or an off or a position 1. We're currently unsure. This last pick will show.
Dyer's pick.
Freya's gone with the Rasta, who's possibly the second strongest support in this entire patch. Furion, Weaver, Venge, and now a Tinker, so that's rounded up their lineup. We could well see an aggressive tri-lane coming out of them, and an OD picked up Tiny Tangos.
Okay, so we seem to have some kind of issue here with Divok not actually
Sorry, we're
able to
having a
hear
lot
me.
of vocal issues. Hopefully once we get into the game, we should be able to see something. hear Grumble being laggy.
You can hear Grumble being laggy. Can you hear Grumble talking?
I hear Grumble now. I can hear Grumble talking.
You can hear Grumble talking.
I can hear Grumble talking!
Oh my god, we finally got this sorted out, and at the perfect time as well. I'm so happy.
Thank God.
I'm so happy. I'm sorry I had you muted. It's not that I
Don't
hate
mind,
you and
we've got
think
a
that you're
teamer, dude.
a 1.5k noob. Honest, it's not. I swear it. And because of that, I'll
Who's
even let you
1.5K
introduce
noob?
one of the teams. Aren't I so generous?
This should be
I
interesting.
swear I'm above 1.5k. I'm gonna go ahead and introduce Mint just because they seem like a cool bunch, and they're at least 3/5 of them are Aussies. On the ancient actually, I'll wait for them to sort of head out. But
I think that they're
so yeah,
out.
what are you thinking about the drafts? Okay.
I,
On the ancient apparition, we have Cat. On the Marana, we have Ada. The Clockwork, we will be having Misty. Devourer, we have Stranger. I think this is one of the stand-ins they've had to bring in for this match. And on the Lion, there is a Red Pumpkin.
Red pumpkin there. We've also got a red banana in the game. I know that. So yeah, red fruit, way to go apparently. Over on the Freya side, playing the Tinker, we have. You think you had a tough time? I'm gonna go for Vetch here, but I'm probably totally wrong. But Vetch it is. On the Shadow Shaman, we've got 80, looking to be moving up and well, I think hoping to get some wards out there, but looks like some interesting play going down. Nature's Prophet being played by Emsky. Well, these names, so much leet. Weaver being played by Reese, and on the Vengeful Spirit, there's our red banana. Let's go for the whole fruit bowl. Quickly dropping out of spectator mode because it does seem like we've got some action going on the top lane. Defensive tri lane running into.
Yeah, Clockwork was just. Oh, on the top lane, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, top lane being
Fury's just trying to
interesting.
ward up,
Nature's
as
Prophet
Clockwork
actually
did.
attempting to kind of creep block these creeps. I kind of like this. It's the other option to constantly trying to block your lane in terms of how you manage the creep equilibrium. The other option is you don't block your lane at all. You try and make sure that the enemy gets as much block as possible, and then your first wave gets obliterated under the tower, and the second wave fights where you want it. Interesting though. I think Furion's going to be struggling a little bit up on this top lane.
I'm not sure really. They've got Lion doing the pulls, so he doesn't have to fear too much the majority of the time.
Well,
and he does have a ward that's blocking the. Well, it's not blocking any of the spawns. It's just granting vision.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, Lion doing the pulls is great, but that actually just means that he'll be able to jump out at potentially unexpected times and gank. I mean, they don't want him in lane anyway. I'm a little bit scared here. There seems to be enough range and enough stun in that lane to take care of a Nature's Prophet. Although, during the draft, my guess and what I kind of staked my reputation on here was that we'd see a kill coming out from the defensive tri lane from Freya. Weaver, Shadow Shaman, Vengeful. I think that sounds terrifyingly dangerous.
It is terrifying, but Missy's taken a rather early point in Rocket Flare. Usually you'd like to go one with Battery Assault first, just because you're a bit more deadly then. But this is quite a really defensive build. You get your point in Cogs. Obviously, Cogs is so difficult to get around. If you see them going to initiate, just drop Cogs and you're fine. And it's only a 15-second cooldown. But getting that early point in Rocket Flare means that if he really wants, he can just sit back at the edge of experience and farm. So I think that's quite a nice decision by him. And the bit of action that you kind of missed while in showcase mode was that Clockwork actually managed to get off the sort of magical ward in the Radiant Forest, which blocks the pool camp and the hard camp and grants vision of the main jungle.
Oh, I see. It was a
It
magic
hasn't been
bush.
counter-warded.
It was magic bush.
Yeah.
Yeah, well played. I mean,
Whereas Furion just missed the hitbox on the pool camp for Freya. No, not for Freya, rather for Mint.
that's gonna cost Nature's a fair amount. I mean, I'm not entirely sure about the utility of the magic bush one, just because I think it will be fairly easy to deward, and Nature's Prophet was never going to go in the jungle, so I'm not entirely sure that they're going to get much advantage. But it's nice to see. It's not a bad ward in either case.
And it's off!
And as far as blocking the pool camp with an observer ward, it does grant the most vision. But we've got our first stat through from Maya, who's one of the tournament admins, and has asked if she could sit in the the broadcast channel as we see Fury, and he's going to get jumped on. This is not where you want to be.
Yeah, that's the range I'm talking about. Arrow unfortunately missing, but it doesn't matter. Marana getting the first blood there, and that's decent gold coming out for a safe lane carry. And unfortunately,
sadly,
we actually missed the content of
Yeah.
that statistic. There was too much. We didn't introduce Maya earlier, and we're paying for that because we've got to try and do it when the stats come out. Maya, as Divok said, one of the tournament admins is doing stats for us. Yay! Thank you, Maya. Sorry we missed that
I
one.
think she was doing the standings, so I'm going to go and grab those now, just in case.
Mente, currently 4th in standings with 8 wins, 2 draws and 1 loss. Very impressive. Freya 11th with 6 wins, 1 draw and 4 losses. So both teams actually coming out with a positive win-loss ratio by quite a fair margin. But I suppose Mint then must be the favourites, just going by the numbers. And looks like they're setting up a smoke gank on mid right now to try and secure that authoritaire. Dropping a ward on the Ancients. Don't think that would have been automatically a stack target. Tinker moving a little bit too far up the lane. He's going to proc the reaction. They do manage to get the stun, but there's not a Hex following it up. OD.
And not a cold feet either. I think with the Ancient Apparition you have to initiate with cold feet and then land a stun. So although it's really nice cold feet for chain stunning, because it takes so long you have to land it first, it's actually not that dangerous because you have that few seconds where you can just like disappear. As for the warding up the Ancients, when I like this decision because OD has seen that Tinker is spamming March of the Machines and it's starting to hurt, which means Tinker is going max March first. And what you can do as Tinker is actually you can put your March of the Machines right up the sort of the edge of the cliff here. You can stand right up at the edge, send them towards the Ancients, and it'll actually stack it for you. And you can farm the Ancients while in lane.
Ah, excellent point. Excellent point. It's a Tinker strategy. I hadn't seen that. March of the Machines, most annoying area denial 2014, in my opinion. I hate those little bastards.
Yeah, they're really annoying.
Also, for anybody watching on stream, just while we got the game paused, just want to quickly mention I am doing a 100 sub giveaway. If I could get your support, that'd be amazing. And there's a nice chance to win some mythical items. And that's something I don't want to mention while the actual action is going on, because that would be cheap and shameless self-promotion. Right? Right?
But it's not when there are pauses.
It's not when there are pauses. That's the casting rule.
Interestingly enough, Furion has rotated into the jungle. So Magic Bush Ward will be pretty useful.
Oh, and we lost Weaver there suddenly from Freya as well. Sudden drops all over the place.
Just a quick point for Freya. You said that their names were difficult. Actually, I think. Oh no, never mind. That person's changed his name. One of their people's names began with an F before, I think. And it looked like their name's actually spelt Freya, if Vetch was actually a Y, but yeah. That was just me trying to figure out why they were called Freya.
You're confusing me even more.
It looked like
now.
Each of their names,
I might
like
start
the
crying
first
in a
letter of each
second.
of their names, it looked like it spelt Freya, but it didn't. I'm sorry.
Oh right, okay. I was about to start crying now.
This is what happens when my mic
now.
breaks. I look for things. My
So
mic breaks,
English.
I just start going insane.
So English, start looking immediately for kind of grammatical patterns and little brain teasers. I like it. I approve. But I mean, I don't like Nature's Prophet Jungle. It just doesn't work. Like, you just don't get the XP and the gold quick enough. I mean, yeah, okay, that lane is deadly and doesn't want to just feed, but this isn't a sustainable solution to their problems.
No, but we are nearly at the 4 or 5 minute mark. As you can see, there is a gank happening on mid. If Furion can get maybe 2 more levels, I'd say, just for the second point in Nature's Call, and then for 1 in Sprite, then he can start TP reacting to things. You get a smoke gank on mid, Tinker looks like he's in trouble, but March has already done a lot of damage to these heroes. And look at the 2 supports from Mint. They're grouped up, they're bunched. 1 Sprite will catch them both. If they get stuck in March of the Machines, 1 heat-seeking missile from Tinker, and that's a double kill. So I think he should be able to do that, or she should be able to do that, if that sort of opportunity arises, and that's how Furion's going to get back into this game.
I mean, we'll have to see. I'm not too sure. I don't think this gank is going to work mid, by the way, just because it is kind of a second gank attempt following from that earlier smoke. Yeah, they're choosing to just back out. Tinker knew enough to lean over to the right-hand side of the lane. And I really hope you're right about this Nature's Prophet. I really do. Yeah. I mean, right, what's going on? Maybe you're right, maybe they can make it work, but they've certainly got to make it pay off, because right now it's just a question of he's getting jungle creeps every now and again, while at the same time Mirana is getting total lane free farm.
Radiant's top tower is
Actually, he is TPing.
Choose TP in now. Mirana's still going to get a decent amount of DPS down on this tower, though. Actually, diving straight beyond tier 1. There comes the Starfall.
Top tower is being attacked.
Nature's Prophet now just harassed
straight
straight out of lane. Could have gone for an arrow. Like, it would have been highly, highly speculative, but could have gone for it. Nature's Prophet, though, forced out of lane by that. And I think that will be a tier 1 for them. I think that will be a tier 1. Now,
Yeah,
if he'd
I think
been...
she was sort of...
Radiant's top tower is under siege.
If he'd been what, sorry?
I was going to say, if he'd been in lane there, you know, the problem he had there is he couldn't come into lane with the teleport and then have enough mana to summon up the treants, just to provide a bit of a buffer there for the tower. I'm uncertain about this. Huge thanks to our sponsors, of course, eClub Malaysia, Steel Series, and MTS Gaming. Also to our Lord and Savior, Helix Fossil.
Radiant's top tower is being attacked.
That's the way of it, guys. Big thanks to all of them for making this possible.
Dire's bottom tower is being attacked. Dire's structures have been fortified.
Interestingly, it does look like Nature's Prophet is just going to attempt to immediately rotate bot and try and help the tri-lane down there, who haven't been able to get kills, mainly because of Clockwork's caution, but just try and help them there, push down this tier 1 in exchange, and I think they're going to be able to do it as well.
Dire's bottom tower is under siege.
I don't think this quite makes up for it though, especially if Missy does... Oh, he wanted the TP. The denial. Doesn't get it. TP coming in from Mirana. She should not be their go-to ganker. Yeah, well...
It's just a big rotation. They see 4 down here, then they see blood. They want to get some more kills here.
Well, I think they need a little bit more
people
on top lane
to
do it. They're going to get scattered out right now by an observer. Mirana looks to be rotating
so that's
mid.
a bit of a failed attempt.
And I want to say they want to go on Lion with this Tinker rotating up top, but actually with Mint moving to mid, I think Freya's going to have to stay exactly where he is. Now the question a little bit now though is, where do you put Shadow Shaman? Like, you kind of want a little bit of room at some point for him to solo a lane once it gets safe, pick up his 6, push down a few more towers.
I say he should be the one top, but actually it's Ada going on Furion. Nice arrow.
Beautiful, and there'll be a Starstorm coming down. He said, hopefully.
She already used it.
But didn't have the mana. No. But Sprout not lasting quite long enough there. Much sad. Poor Nature's Prophet. Keeps dying. I mean, what would you do here then? Would you rotate? You said the Shadow Shaman up top, support the Nature's Prophet?
Boom, there it goes.
No, top is a relatively safe lane. I mean, obviously Mirana is there farming now, but Mirana can't do to Shadow Shaman what she can do to Nature's Prophet, because Shadow Shaman has too much disable. He can just hex her and walk away. So he'd have
we got
more
Tinker. He's been imprisoned mid.
Mirana.
The OD ult goes down on absolutely nothing, unfortunately. 80 coming in, wants to get a burst down on this OD, but now we've got TPs coming in as AA comes to join the fight for some Mint mid. Tinker has his haste rune. He was using it to go back and heal up, and to be honest, I think that's probably what he should have done. Picks up a Self Revenge though, but he's too low on mana. With the OD steal of intelligence, he's struggling a little bit. Yeah, popping a Clarity as well. Going to avoid the Cold Feet proc. 80 hanging around at top room, but it's a regen and it's bottom. Going to be picked up by a Vengeful Spirit, I think.
She's going to try and babysit it for Tinker, but support's rotating in, so she's just going to take that.
Weaver distracting Clockwork down on the bot lane, and I'm tempted to say we're not going to see much happen here. I think this is a lot of smoke and mirrors going on mid. I don't think either team's going to want to commit actually up the high ground.
Well, I think Mint want to commit, but they know that Tinker's max March.
Yeah.
And with low level supports, and even an OD mid. If it was something like a DK, then sure, hell, just go for it. Get a stun up on that Tinker point blank range with your DK. He won't die in March. He'll be fine. Well, possibly. But these kind of squishy heroes, they really just take March to heart at the very beginning of a game.
I mean, the thing is, though, Tinker's actually been failing quite a lot on this mid. If you have a look at the CS, OD on 41 for 15, Tinker on 19 for 3. I think the intelligence steal coming out from OD has basically meant that Tinker can't spam his abilities, and he's a hero who his abilities are great spam, but he does rely on them. If he's shut down by silencers or something similar, that's a problem. Ada actually caught out up on the top lane by a combined gank from Venge, Nature's Prophet, and Shadow Shaman.
Bottom tower is under
and
attack.
that's a lockdown you need to deal with Elite. There's a whole lot of lockdown.
It's really hard to catch Mirana.
And
but going back to your Tinker point, he has actually been able to spam his March. It's more that OD is playing very carefully, standing outside of it the majority of the time and just denying. You see those 16 denies to his name. That's just stopping Tinker farming.
Well, I mean, 41 last hits don't come from nothing. I do like the fact that both of the Freya supports immediately claritying up after that gank, actually rotating mid and immediately using a smoke as well. Not sure.
That's really nice.
What they're hoping on getting with it. Maybe just a quick rotation bottom, but in that case probably should have saved the smoke, I think.
Haste!
Oh no, but there it is.
There's
the OD. Mirana ult dropped in order to try and keep him alive. They don't have detection. Ah, that's unfortunate. They did manage to force out a potentially amazing aggressive ult in a defensive play though, so I think profit there for Freya. AD.
Clockwork trying to hookshot onto AD, but missing the first hookshot of the game, and that would have been an assured kill.
It would have been,
still
but
under Mirana ult as well.
A hookshot's not the easiest to land. Looks like they're trying to convert this into a bot push, but they don't have a creep wave for it, so this is a very early time to be revealing all three of their heroes. They do get a nice sentry down in lane, but yeah, I mean, this is what we're talking about. That you immediately get the rotation in from AD and Red Banana if you show your face that early. Meanwhile,
Furion. Well, actually, his TP's down for a while, but he's got level 6.
And as you were saying, Squishy supports his ult's going to do a huge amount of damage in this game. And these creep waves, yeah.
Perfect.
Oh dear, 80 in quite a lot of trouble here. Just gets in so much damage from Battery Assault, can't get away. Missy now looking to move in and actually move in on Red Banana.
Radiant's bottom tower
Risto getting so much damage in, coming out of Invis just in time there to avoid the Starfall damage, manages to pick off Mirana. And now actually trying to chase down Clockwork. I would not advise this to all aspiring Weavers. Might be able to get some DPS on. Doubtful going to be able to get a kill. And I think that was kind of badly played by Mint. I think they had the opportunity there to come and really mess up the Freya safe lane. But they kind of gave their hand away and ended up just getting caught out themselves. What do you think, Divok?
It was a really nice play. It was a really nice play by the Clockwork. The using Battery Assault first before trying to land the power cogs on Shadow Shaman was really clever. And he's already got power tread, so he's moving fast enough to catch a plain brown boot Shadow Shaman. So really nice awareness from him. Nice play. But then the follow up. I mean, they put the sentry down here to try and stop the Weaver, but in fact. The fight happened behind the tree line.
Over there, yeah. And
so
they kind of
if you're going to drop a sentry before a fight, yeah, if you're going to drop a sentry before the fight, make the fight happen around that, because otherwise Weaver, as Mint found out, will just do a lot of damage and not die.
Weaver getting really decent farm though. Just having a quick look, got Bazzy up first. This isn't how I build Weaver, but I mean, already got Perseverance and Ultimate Orb. I mean, I suppose, you know, we were saying Clockwork managing to do a fairly good job playing defensive.
Freya getting caught out yet again by Cogs.
Yeah, takes out the Shadow Shaman dead quick there. We were saying Clockwork, you know, able to do fairly well in the lane, play fairly defensive, not give away kills, but the downside of it was it seems like Weaver has had practically totally free farm. 61 for 5 right now. 62, I apologise, and I swear... Oh, he didn't TP back to base. I was like, how on earth did he TP back to base and then immediately get a last hit? That's insane. Pro farming skills.
He threw Geminate before TPing, I think.
Well, he also TP'd top. That'll do it. Big push coming out from Mint. moving down to the bot lane. I mean, what do you think? I think they might get this tower, not because they've particularly got a great push set up here, but more just because it doesn't look like
Radiant's
Freya are in
bottom
position
tower is
to
being attacked.
contest it, really.
It's probably fine.
If Freya wanted to contest it, I think they could, because AA's
Well,
ultimate's
it
already
seems like
flown.
they do.
That's not going to be up for the start of this defense, and now
March
they're
of
in
the
trouble. They've
Machines
got to
comes
back
out.
up.
Yeah, Mint backing up. Tower's not going to be in deny range. That'll do. That'll do. AA ult landing on Vengeful Spirit. Are you going to watch the AA ult like a hawk? And let us know when it gets a Divok
I
seal of
always watch
approval.
AA, it's like a hawk.
Gotta have that
I
seal of
like
approval.
that people tend to just throw it constantly. That it's nice, and it certainly annoys the other team. But when you're trying to make sort of mid-game plays like this, mid-game plays happen more than once every 40 seconds. So just hold on to it for about 10 seconds before you just throw it for throwing its sake, and you should be able to land it on something important.
AAs everywhere look shocked and appalled at the suggestion that they shouldn't just be spamming their ults. But that is the wisdom of Divok.
That's fine.
Ladies
That
and
was
gentlemen.
spamming it from the fountain. That's allowed.
Unless you're in the fountain, or it's Tuesday, or you feel like it, or you're a bit sleepy, or you're not sleepy at all, or you're very sleepy. In any of those situations, it's totally legit to just spam it constantly. Good to know.
However, this line and AA are not sleepy. They're smoky, and they're looking for kills.
That they are. Weaver just, as and when, practically finished his Lincoln Sphere. Just needs about another 100 gold. Would be the worst possible time for him to die, he said, as the smoke gang lines up on the Weaver. Weaver's got an awful lot of support around here, though.
I think they want the Tinker, but Weave's going to scout them out.
Is he? Yes, he is. The
No, he's not. He
Invis is
actually goes
broken.
back because he's getting his Lincoln Sphere.
There's that
He
Lincoln
didn't see
Sphere.
them
I'm
though.
so glad
Nighttime
he
vision. It
didn't.
wasn't.
We're so good
They
at
didn't actually
talking
see
over
that,
each
so they have
other.
no idea that it's warded. That's a really nice ward for them, because they know that the side of Freya are farming a lot, so they're in and out of the jungle a lot of the time. And if Mint ever want to push this mid tier 1 down, they need that ward.
Radiant's top tower is
I mean,
being
I haven't seen a
attacked.
single set of Shadow Shaman wards come out yet. He does not have the 6. My gosh. Well, that'll be up in 100 XP. They're desperately trying to give him some solo farm here, but unfortunately, it's just going to get him hooked. Oh dear, battery assault will be coming out in a sec,
Oh,
but
nice
nice
swap
switch
coming
coming
out
out
from
from Venge. The Invis is popped. I think that'll be a dead Venge though. Probably better for Freya at this point though, because Shadow Shaman really does need to get up to his 6, and they need to use that for a push. I apparently heard from our good friend Gothic that we totally missed some beautiful creep blocking done by Weaver on the AA. I apologise for that.
Dire's
I'm
top
wondering whether this
tower
is going to
is
be
being
tier 1 for
attacked.
tier
Rasta
1.
could be in trouble here. AA ultimate's flying at him in fountain. Oh no, it's not. That was a flare. My bad.
AA
AA
heading
ultimate's
top.
flying
Tower is being attacked.
Gonna hit both heroes there, but no big source. So we got a 4-man push coming out bottom
Radiant's bottom tower is under siege.
from Mint.
Dire's
And you know,
middle
while that's
tower is
certainly
under-
great, I
Radiant's
gotta
bottom
say,
tower has
Freya
been
achieved the
destroyed.
exact same thing with 2 heroes up top. It was uncontested. I'm not sure they needed that much of a commitment for a tower on that low health. And
yeah,
it does.
they didn't need to rotate 4, and meanwhile Tinker's going to push the mid lane out. So now this tower's going to take a bit of damage.
Dire's middle
And it
tower
really
is
can't
being
afford
attacked.
that. I mean, you say a bit of damage, that's a quarter of the health that it had a moment ago.
Dire's
That's
middle
half.
tower is
So,
under siege.
Yeah, half the health of that tower taken down there. Actually, I almost want to say they should have left those creeps alive, let the tower get a couple more, let the catapult get a couple more hits on the tower, and that would have been deniable.
Deny it.
Beautiful hook into Vengeful Spirit here. Of course, it does have the stun, but it's not enough. Clockwork just with so
What
much
time is
health
it?
and armor at this
It's
stage looks to be
killing
building into
time.
mech. In fact, mech on the way out at 18 minutes. I think that's a fairly decent time.
Boom! There it goes.
Lucky
Oh, I missed that. Apologies. Mirana taken out by. How deep was she diving?
She was behind the tier 1. She was trying to get some snipe-like kills out on the Tinker there.
That's deep.
Meanwhile, Reese is doing exactly the same.
Well, not
Dire's
behind the
middle
tier 1.
tower is under attack.
But certainly in danger of dying.
Yep, absolutely. Well, can always do that. Very hard to kill a decent Weaver. The wards, they're
Where are
dropped.
the wards? I
I
don't
think
that's in range
OD
of the
might
tower,
actually
though.
just have saved Lion's life there. There were a whole load of wards missiles coming in. And this
Dire
is,
has
I
fortified
think...
its
Oh, the wards
structures.
aren't in range of the tower. That's most unfortunate. But I think this is going to be secured. Yeah, easy
Dire's
peasy.
middle tower
No fear
has
of a deny.
fallen.
Mirana, though, invis up. I think wants to go in for a pick-off here.
AD.
Has the OD.
Ah, dropping the sentry. Nice play.
Easy,
No,
quick
it's
kill
left.
there.
His life.
Moves down onto the
Top
Weaver.
tower is under siege.
OD finished off by Wave of Terror. How often do you see a Wave of Terror kill? I love it. And that was, I think, a little bit over-aggressive from them. It was a question of, yeah, although you can go in with 2 invis, you're
Dire's
likely
top
to get a
tower is
kill,
under
no
siege.
doubt. But are you going to be able to get out again? No, you are not. Mirana falls as well. Ouch.
Yeah,
Ouch.
really nice play by Tinker there. Getting Venge to keep up the vision, knowing that she'd already leapt. So heat-seeking missile will definitely claim that kill.
But I mean, that was 2 cores for 1 support.
Yeah,
Dire's
brilliant defensive
bottom
play
tower
by
is
the side
under
of
attack.
Freya. And keeping sentries on them, knowing that if Mirana ults, then it's going to be a fight based around a certain area.
Furion now looking to pick up his Shadow Blade in about another 300 gold.
And it's off.
But I mean,
Double damage.
I'm just not sure about this. I'm going to have a quick look at the graphs as well. Opening up the XP graphs. Actually mint ahead for most of the game, but Freya beginning to pull it back in terms of XP now, almost on a 2,000 lead. Looking at the gold graphs, Freya, it's actually the same kind of story, but Freya in a much more decisive position there. And that last couple of kills actually just making such a huge difference. You know, that double kill that we were talking about accounts for this giant peak.
I think Mint knew they were somewhat ahead and tried to push that. And if you push being ahead and it pulls off, then you get almost like uncontrollably ahead of your enemy. But sadly for them it didn't work out. And now they're going to have to try and claw their way back to even an even standing.
Yeah, March the Machine's doing work mid. I mean, I can't remember who I saw describe it like this, but the idea is basically that, yeah, if you're ahead, you've got more map control, you've got more opportunities to farm, you've got all the rest of it. You've kind of got more opportunities to make mistakes. You know, if you're playing defensive, you're playing defensive. You know what's coming, you can just wait. If you're playing aggressive, it's much easier to get split up, to get spread out, to mess up smoke ganks, things like that, to get caught out by enemy wards.
Players here.
While I'm saying this, a very nice pickup on the Vengeful Spirit, beautiful arrow landing, nice Starstorm, and they're actually just going to take that as profit and back out, which I think is wise. It was basically 2 against 4
It's wise,
there.
but it's another Moonlight Shadow for a kill, and I'm completely for using your ultimate to get a kill, because if you don't use it and don't get a kill, you're not going to get anywhere. But this is Moonlight Shadow, and it's a bit like his ultimate, but with a longer cooldown.
Oh dear,
If you hold
Mirana
on
in
to
real
it, you can
trouble
use it
now,
in a
gets
much more
hexed.
advantageous time,
Gets
like right
hexed, there's
now.
the shackle. Not entirely sure why we bothered sprouting that, given that she can just leap out and it'll delay you if anything, but you know what, whatever. Now we've got Lion running in, actually trying to help out the Mirana, who was quite capable of getting herself out and in danger of being caught out now. 4 staffs over to OD, and wants to be safe. Now I'm not entirely sure what Freya are doing with a sentry ward, given that they don't have an observer ward up here to actually deward. I mean, you know, great sentry ward placement. Love the dewarding plan. Disliking the lack of deward execution. Much
Yeah.
strange.
I imagine Venge will be there with a wave of terror. Oh no, she's there with a
Oh.
ward of her own.
Oh, but then why did you put the sentry here? Oh, Nellies. Alright. Move on top. Looks like it's pretty much just clock free farming. So, I mean, who do you peg for the winner in this game? Be bold.
I
Who's it
think
gonna
Freya
be,
have got
Divok?
this, and I think I definitely think Freya, and it's mainly because of one of my pet hates, which is the position 1 Mirana. Like, if this game goes beyond the 30-minute mark, which I'm pretty sure it's going to do, what's your 30-minute Mirana going to do against a 30-minute Weaver?
I mean, I agree. You know, I agree with you about position 1 Mirana. Like, I don't see what there is to make anyone think that Mirana.
Really nice A ultimate coming out. That's going to land on 4.
Oh, and there's the Lion ult taking out Shadow Shaman as well. Oh, and there's another. Beautiful hook coming out from Missy. Manages to get a TP out there on the Tinker, which is slightly unfortunate, but it's lots of free farm now for the Mirana. And yeah, I totally agree with you about position 1 Miranas. I don't see it myself. I don't think Freya have a particularly hard carry themselves. Weaver's great. He's not the hardest. You know, 1 double right click damage every 4 seconds isn't amazing. It's less than Kunkka, and Kunkka isn't the hardest of carries. So I think Mirana can do in position 1 this game, and I think Clockwork and OD are actually going to be the main players.
Dire's middle tower is being
Unless
attacked.
this turns into just Rat Doto, which it might. I mean, we have Fury and we have Tinker. I think this will probably be a mid game.
Do it with flair.
I certainly see them having the advantageous team fight, especially with the Hammer and the Ancient Apparition ult and Moonlight Shadow. They shouldn't lose a team fight. But like you've said, Freya are just going to wrap this, and one of the best heroes for...
Oh, but there's a beautiful hook in again from Misery, followed up by another ult. Sorry, an arrow and Cold Feet. Mirana leaping out of the wards, which have been forced down defensively. They probably want to... I don't think they can farm up through these wards.
Being attacked.
OD caught out a little bit here, needs to move. Yeah, imprison on the Tinker. Rotate out. Easy peasy. Gets a right click off there, didn't have his Q active, which I think was probably a mistake. Weaver time-lapsing out, so they now know that that's down. Oh, and there's the Dagon to finish off the Mirana. Nice imprison there on the Lion. Gonna keep him alive if he can kill that bug, which he doesn't.
Oh, they don't. Now Reese can claim a triple? No.
My gosh, and Reese already with Deso up as well. At 25 minutes, that's decent timing. Very decent timing.
Meanwhile, on bottom lane.
It's true.
Fury actually took a tower.
Dire's middle tower is under siege.
Weaver now moving down to pick up an illusion rune. I think very, very useful on Weaver. It gives you just a little bit of, not exactly tank, but just something to kind of throw in the way to avoid getting hit yourself.
I think he's going to use it to just harass OD back from this lane and keep the lane pushed.
Dire's top
With
tower
lanes
is under
remaining
siege.
pushed, Furion is ever more dangerous, and with mid still remaining pushed, Furion can just go top. We're saying that the creep wave just gets nuked.
Yeah, very true. I mean, the reason I'm thinking that mid team maybe have this is because you get the Clockwork initiation in, you get the cogs out,
And
you
it's
get
off.
OD ult dropped on top of it, AA ult dropped on top of it. I'm thinking they could get 2 to 3 heroes dead easy peas, and then push. They will lose this game though if they keep trying to chase after Tinker, if they don't group up and push when they can,
Dire's top tower is
if
under
they let the
attack.
Rat Doto be Rat.
I hope that's
basically.
part of your plan.
So I'm really hoping they don't do that.
They are quite lucky here in having the Ancient Apparition. With this tier 2 missing, if you leave bottom lane completely open and it gets pushed, Furion will TP and start doing damage to tier 3s. And that's when Rat Dota gets really scary.
Yeah.
But with AA, you can just leave him in that bottom lane, let him just farm up those creeps, maybe work towards an Axe, and throw Ice Blast like he is now.
And the other thing, of course, is with Tinker, once Nature's Prophet gets into lane and pushes it out a little bit, Tinker can be right on top with him. I mean, I didn't
Or
actually...
vice versa. I think that's what they were trying to do on top lane before, is that Tinker was pushing the wave, but isn't very good at taking towers, and then Furion just TPs in and, with his Necro Book, starts...
Oh, beautiful arrow landing on Reese. No follow-up, but keeps them on their toes. I like it.
He had smoked up supports there though, so even if they did have vision with the Clockwork Flare, and they gone in, that could have easily turned for Freya.
Oh yeah, that would have been totally in their favour, but it was a nice arrow. I'm so happy, by the way. I've got 0.09% dropped frames instead of 72% dropped frames, which is what I was having yesterday. So that's much joy in the House of Grumbleduke. 4-man push going on top, coming out from Freya. They know, I think, that this is how they need to win this. I'm kind of surprised Nature's Prophet is pushing with the team. I think that should be a Nature's Prophet pushing elsewhere. If they're not just going to 5-man it. Tinker probably going to have to head bot to defend there, so he won't be coming into support here. Oh no, he is coming into top, TPing up into the treants. Now, with Dire pushing out bot quite hard, although Clockwork backing off at this stage, yeah, they're actually just going to have to turn around on this. Nature's Prophet heads bot. Going to farm up that wave a little bit. Now, situations like this, I would be saying hit the damn catapult. What about you? Would you be saying hit the damn catapult?
Actually, because Furion has such burst, like, he doesn't necessarily have burst, but because he has 6 units that can attack, if you nuke the creeps down quick enough,
Red Banana,
Red
Banana in real trouble up top, getting some nice juking and just stops in the trees, and they're expecting him to be running around and trying to escape. And so he actually manages to escape. Unfortunately, Moonlight Shadow. Oh, but it's Mirana who ends up getting caught out here. OD as well, by beautiful initiation there with Tinker. Lion falls as well. I'm struggling to keep up with the action in this one, but that's Reese going down, so that's a very important kill there for Minty. Now, I thought they were going for the Vengeful Spirit. Turns out they weren't at all. So my bad.
Well, it's more
Vengeful
that
Spirit.
they just lost the Vengeful.
They lost the Vengeful, and then I suppose it must have been Nature's Prophet Weaver and Tinker just absolutely destroying face a little bit over to the east. So many Sentry Wards dropped in that fight as well, though, which is, of course, amazing play. That's what you want. And there's a D-Room bot for whoever grabbed it.
Dire has fortified its structures.
The rune of GG's.
Dire's middle tower has been denied.
And that could be really quite scary if say, Furion picks it up. This top lane's quite relatively pushed out, and he could push that lane really fast and then get some decent damage on this tower, which is already at half health, so...
That's true. Tinker now picking up Dagon level 4.
4? Yeah, 4.
Dagon level 4. That's scary beeswax right there. Other notable items, we've got Handamidas and Necrobook. I think that's level 2. Out on the Nature's Prophet. So they are going full rat here, to be perfectly honest. Outworld Devourer though, and this is what I like and what I think could turn the game around for them. Almost at his sheepstick. That is going to give them a lot more killing potential on the Tinker if they can just get there quickly enough. Much better team fight. I mean, I still think Minty can have this. They just got to anti the rat. You've got to anti the rat, guys.
And they're doing well enough. Most of their lanes are pushed out. I'd like to say that's down to Clockwork and AA. Just constantly throwing out that global on whichever lane is pushing in too far.
They are ahead in gold, they are ahead in XP, and that's with towers. That's, you know, from being behind on towers. So there's actually a whole load of gold just sitting on the map. Beautiful! Gotta love what this Clockwork does. Unfortunately, still no detection. Which they really, really need. Or apparently they don't. Just enough nuke and stun lock to deal with a Weaver. That's pretty impressive right there. Beautiful play there from Mirana. Beautiful. Both teams now have vision of this regen rune. Nobody wants it. It's the unpopular rune. Mr. Popular, AA's been gaining momentum in the past month or so, being 42nd most popular out of 107 playable heroes. He has a 50.94 win rate for the past 30 days. And, yeah. Maya giving us some pro stats there. I'm kind of surprised, actually, that it's not higher.
Regeneration!
I mean, I suppose
that was a win rate, and as supports, they're not really... They are pretty game-changing, but there are lots of game-changing supports. So, there's enough for both sides.
It's AA though. It's AA.
Do it with flair.
I would have thought they'd be picked an awful lot more than that is all. The win rate sounds about right to me. Because as you say, you know, there are other good people. I wouldn't expect him to make a huge difference. But I just had got the impression he was much more popular these days.
He's more popular these days. He didn't used to be very popular.
Then you started playing him?
He's gained massive
is that what you're getting at here?
momentum. Yeah, it was a stat saying that he used to be not very popular, but now he is popular, and his win rate is this.
And it's all because of Divok.
is
Hey,
here.
the attempt on this mid
His
push.
win rate is now higher because of me.
I'd really like to have seen them get this tier 1 down. Like, it shouldn't even be defended that hard by the Freya team. Like, yeah, okay, now. Go now. You know that they're not here. They TP'd in a moment ago. They're gone now.
Incoming.
Go get it down.
But they can just keep doing this. Tinker can just TP here,
It's low
spam
enough.
out heat-seeking rockets, and just throw out marching machines.
It's low enough. And Missy is going to be trying to land a hook shot in.
Homing in.
Gets the vision. There it is. There's the hook shot. There's the cogs. Arrow misses. And that's a dead Tinker. It was always going to be Clockwork making the plays for Mint in this game. And good job, Missy. Nice use of the flare there to get vision first.
Homing in.
They are going to lose a tier 2 in exchange. I don't recommend they try and do anything about that, given that the wards have already been popped. But Marana is going to run up there and die for her troubles. TP's back. So I guess we can't even say that Mint came off on top there, given they lost the tier 2 and the Marana. But beautiful hooking from Croc.
Yeah, they didn't necessarily come out. Well, they didn't. Yeah, they didn't come out on top, but they certainly showed that they can come out on top. If you give this Clockwork space, he will hook you and you will die.
Incoming.
And Flare, he's got everything he needs to do with Tinker. You know, Flare to just get the vision of the trees because you can't be entirely sure where exactly he's going to be. Hook shot in, cogs out, battery assault to stop him doing pretty much anything, and that's all she wrote basically. Nature's Prophet now.
In my personal opinion, there's one thing that could have saved him there, and he could have gone Hex instead of Dagon 5. I think that would have saved his life. Because if you Hex the Clockwork before he manages to get off battery assault, then you can just blink out of cogs. Not a problem.
Well, you're not going to be able to Hex the Clockwork before you get. I personally would have preferred that item on him as well. I don't think you'd be able to Hex the Clockwork before battery assault because the hook does a mini stun as well.
It does.
So you'd always have time as Clock to immediately pop battery assault and clock out. But I mean, you only need a second to use the sheep stick, I suppose. So it would have been castable. I think OD would probably still have murdered him.
Yeah,
but
possibly. He did have his entire team there to support. One arrow would have also sealed the deal.
Yeah. But yeah, I personally think Sheep Stick is an amazing item. I think we're of one mind in this. Like as many as possible on a team, as many as you can get away with. That or Orchid.
Especially a Tinker. I mean, being able to chain hex someone is so deadly.
Mm.
And he's got a Soul Ring, so he can do that. He can just rearm, Soul Ring, hex, rearm, Soul Ring, hex, rearm, Soul Ring, hex, until whichever
rotation
hero
coming down on this OD who is way overexposed. He realizes a second too late, but it's just going to be easy money there for the Freya team. Really easy money. And Mint actually going to go down and have a go at Roche. I don't think they've got the DPS for this. Maybe with Clockwork as tank. Let's see how this goes. Marana's got Mjolnir up. That will be some decent damage coming in. And actually Freya on the other side of the map. They'll probably get away with this.
Just what are you hiding, Rashan?
Not entirely
And I
sure
really
what the
like that
leap was
use of
about
leap.
there.
It gives bonus attack speed where you land. So this is
I
actually
see.
really going to help the Roshan. I'm really glad you did that. A lot of Maranas don't use the leap for the bonus, they just use the leap for the movement.
Interesting.
And it's actually really, really nice. It gives a 16% attack speed bonus. I know, 32 attack speed bonus and a 16% movement bonus.
For 10 seconds,
Which
that's
is really
actually
huge.
huge. Now I suddenly that's
Yeah, no one uses it.
that's the what Marana needs to be a little bit more of a legitimate hard carry, I guess. Still not enough though. Marana to what's the opposite of strong? Weak, I guess. But that doesn't have quite the same amount of street cred behind it. Missy,
Boom,
I
there
like
it
the mass Clockwork farm. It would almost be better if Battery Assault had come out, he said, laughing. Dire have vision of a regen bot. Probably going to go to Radiant, I want to say. Oh, maybe not. Reese moving,
No one's really in
straight
the position
past.
to need it right now.
Don't really like this Nature's Prophet TP. Like, pick one and push, full farm with it. Don't have your Nature's Prophet and your Weaver down on the same lane.
Also, he's built Desolator as well as the Weaver, which I'd like, Usually I hate stacking Desos. Don't stack Desos. If you've got a Furion, fair enough. He can TP to the other side of the map and put melt towers with it. But like you just said, he's TP'd to the same side of the map as the other Deso
Oh,
carrier.
beautiful arrow landing on 80. Going to be a very, very quick kill there. Going to get a shift out from Vengeful Spirit. But unfortunately, only Tinker there to really take advantage of it. And Dagon not enough damage, even with all the other abilities. Mirana coming out of Invis there on the basis that she had the Aegis. Good call there from her. Comes straight back, full health, full mana. And we're currently 3 for 1. And Reese in real trouble. He's the only one left alive on the Radiant side. He's going for the Missy kill. Missy just going to turn around, try and back out. Needs team. Team, where are you? Where are you? Yeah, they really need to get something down on here. Can there be an arrow? No, but there's a Mjolnir proc. Beautiful job there from Ada. And that's
It was
team
also
wipe.
the AA passive still on him. That was really nice play.
That was team wipe.
Radiant's
Now
top
this is where
tower
they
is
need to be
under
pushing
attack.
hard.
Is this part of
2
an
heroes going
elaborate
back to the
trap you're
bot
going
lane
to
to try and
spring
push
on
that
them
out a little
later?
bit. Ada
Because it
pushing
looks
top,
like they're
OD
really
pushing.
falling for
Sorry,
it.
Ada pushing
Radiant's
mid,
top
OD
tower
pushing
is
top.
being attacked.
This is what they need to do.
Radiant has
I
fortified
wish
its
they could get
structures.
racked here. I don't think they're going to.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Would be
attack.
wonderful if they could, though.
I know it's not a plate of nachos
No,
or
don't go for the
anything,
kill,
but it
Mirana.
is important to
Get
the
the
game.
damn tower.
Radiant's middle tower is
Get the other
Radiant's
damn
top tower
tower.
has fallen.
Oh.
She'll be able to get it now. She's got.
Oh, Nelly. She was not needed up
Banter.
top there. I mean, like, whatever else, however good it was to get that tower, she just wasn't needed to get it. And I think they could have at least got half damage down on the mid tower. But excellent play from them. I mean, they are better in team fight. And when they win them, they get towers. Roshan up again in, wow, 4 to 7 minutes. Not even close. Sorry, that's 5 to 9 minutes. 5 to 8 minutes. And yeah, I mean, Freya, it's going to take them a little bit of time just to get the lanes pushed out to the stage where they can be doing the randover. I mean, Tinker has lost a lot of the places where he can TP to across the map. Nature's Prophet can, but there's 3
He
whole
did
lanes
just-
to be pushed out.
There it goes.
Tinker did just TP up to the very top reach of bottom lane and was pushing it towards the tier 3, but found 4 heroes from the dire side and just had to back out.
Goodbye.
Incoming.
I think that's probably wise. Just so much damage coming out from this OD now. Let's just do a quick int comparison to see how much damage he'll be doing on his ult. So he currently has 144. So up against, who's going to have the highest intelligence? So that will be doing about
Radiant's
400
bottom
damage
tower
to
is being
Tinker.
attacked. It'll
And Tinker's the
probably
one
be
who should be doing the
fine.
least damage to. Nice clockwork hook
Radiant's
again.
bottom tower has
Switched
fallen.
out though from the Venge. Beautiful play. Going to take an arrow to the face in exchange for her troubles. But, you know, that's the job of a support. But it's not good. Freya now, I mean,
It's one of
Nature's
the benefits
Prophet
of having a
needs
Venge
to
is
be
that you-
here. They just need bodies in front of this tower. They need his treants for that, if nothing else. Well,
All they need to trade.
who wins the
Dire's
trade though?
top tower
dropping
is being
wards.
attacked.
Oh, I
Radiant's
don't
bottom
like this
tower is
decision.
under siege.
I really don't like this decision
Dire's
from
structures have been
Mint.
fortified.
Yeah, the tower's lost no matter what. They should
Yeah.
have just traded
Dire's top
and
tower has
Traded
fallen.
at least, and now we got a BKB from the OD. Why? What is the reason? And they're gonna take off
Radiant's
Shadow
bottom
Shaman.
tower is being
Yeah,
attacked.
yay,
shades.
hooray,
Close
Shadow
in.
Shaman. But like,
I
come
will
on,
speak
guys.
where your heart does
Getting
not.
Shadow Shaman isn't gonna win you the game.
Dire's middle tower is being
exposed
attacked.
Rax as Furion's best friend.
Yeah. I mean, that range can go down now. I would count the ranged in that lane as being already down, basically.
It would have been down actually. The wards were left behind for the 2 supports to clear up, and admittedly the Rast was running away from Mirana and OD, but the wards were shooting at the heroes rather than the ranged Rax.
Hmm.
So they missed a lot of DPS on the Rax there.
I mean, Rasta was running for his life, but that's no excuse. No excuse. Can I have a quick look at the XP graph? Dropped right down now in favor of Mint. 15,000 XP for them. Looking at the gold graph, it's gone similar now. They're on about a 7.5k gold lead. And this is what happens when you start getting the team wipes. I mean, I don't feel like Freya have been doing the split push and they need to have a decisive split push victory here. It just hasn't been there. And you need to combine your split push with decent gank and similar. Nature's Prophet jumps right on top of the OD, who's got his sheep stick. Oh, but doesn't have detection. Forced to Shadow Blade out though. Tinker finishing off AA in a chase on the mid lane. And Lion actually forced to retreat as well under cover of Moonlight Shadow. There's a DD rune. It's going to be picked up by the Weaver.
Double damage!
And he's going to be going looking for OD
He's going to
Blur.
go scurrying off looking for kills.
OD though, going to pick up a TP and leave. Going to pick up a TP and leave.
Dire's
Leaving.
courier
Good.
has been callously murdered.
Oh ho ho! Nature's Prophet. Nature's Rat. My gosh. Do you really have to do things like that? You're already the most unpopular person in Dota. Jesus.
He also farmed the large creep from the hard camp and left the little satyr, well the medium satyr.
Good. That I do approve of.
Do it with
That's how you treat enemy jungles, guys. That's how you treat enemy jungles. Reese still desperate to get some kills. Now going to run into the OD, who apparently is just determined to just move up to top lane in defiance of logic and reason. Gets picked off very easily, which is very predictable. I almost want to say we probably had some lag there from the OD. Would not be surprised if we see him DC before he respawns. And wow, this is just getting absolutely trashy right now. Venge respawning at 10 minutes, which is in 2 minutes time. Did you see what was going on with that OD?
Well, I saw that he stood in the middle of the enemy heroes and died.
Well, I mean, just like walked up lane while being murdered and didn't stop moving up lane in response to the inevitable murder.
I did not see that, sorry. I was watching the clockwork try and kill
that really looked like lag to me, which is a little bit unfortunate. Both tracks going down on the top lane. Freya wisely choosing to get out.
Well if he's not careful.
Get out! And yeah, very unfortunate. As I said, I'm putting that down to lag on the part of the OD, and Freya, you know, getting a kill and then capitalizing on it. Can't blame them for it, but I am in a state of much confusion. Roshan up in a minute. Who's gonna get it, Divok? Who is gonna get it?
Homing in.
Well, Freya definitely have the better Roshan team. A lot of minus armor, treants that they can stick in front. If they really want to get it super fast, they can wait 50 seconds for the Master Serpent Wards, which they're gonna have to anyway, because Roshan's not for another minute, as you said. So they can definitely burst it quicker. But Mint probably have the better position to do it, so long as they keep top lane pushed out. If top lane is not pushed out, then it goes to Freya. Full stop.
I mean, I think Mint are actually in a great position here. I'm hoping this is what Missy is planning on doing here, to just push out this bot lane, get a bit of distance there, and then just naturally transition into the Roshan. It's one of those innate dire advantages due to the positioning of the lanes. I'd really like to see them do that, because they need that. If they can get the Aegis up, then they can easily take racks in exchange, and then the game's evened up at least. Dire's Courier
But if this top lane
respawn.
continues to push in, if this
Freya,
top lane
though,
continues to push in, Fury can just take another lane of racks, and that's the real sort of scare.
they're going in for this Roche, but Freya very intelligently making sure that they have their wards nice and fresh. They are going to spot this out with no problems at all. What kind of initiation are we going to see though? There's Lion coming out with the sentry ward. Missy comes in for a bit of defensive cogs. I don't like him getting this far forward when he doesn't have his cogs, but the team makes it work as OD drops in, BKB's up, drops his ult, and Reese now in a little bit of trouble. There's the and forces out time lapse. Weaver now going to have to be very, very defensive, and I want to say this should be an open Roche.
Dire's middle tower
Nature's Rat
But
destroying
this
mid.
is what I was talking about. Yeah, Fury and Tinker just TP to mid, and they should get out scot-free as well.
They will. I mean, I think the problem for Mint is they've got to be willing to make some sacrifices in order to make some gains. I'm not saying this is the sacrifice they should be making,
Dire's middle
But
barracks is under attack.
Ada, actually, it's serious danger of creep harass. You cannot underestimate these ranged mega creeps. They are huge. But yeah, just a couple of times on the Mint team, I feel they won a team fight and they needed to recognize that that was their chance to just go and win the game. I think they're going to have real trouble now. Oh noes. One of Clockwork's death animations is a reference to the movie Terminator 2 Judgment Day. That said,
Roshan has been
Missy
killed
hasn't
by the
died this
Radiant.
game yet. That is huge. That is absolutely
Yeah, really,
huge.
really well played on that Clockwork.
Why do I keep seeing these amazing Clockworks everywhere? I haven't... Oh, it's madness. Play Clockwork more, guys. Anybody watching on stream, play Clockwork right now. Turn off the stream, go play Clockwork. Guy 5. That's my challenge for you. Looks like we're going to see fairly traditional grouping up and push here by Freya on the bot lane. AA going to scout out Tinker and Weaver. Wave of Terror though going to scout out AA and OD in exchange. So basically scouting.
Fury going for the kill.
Yay. Oh, we're going to see Shotgun Tinker. Just that extra little bit of ha ha ha, you can't touch me.
Followed by Dagon and heat-seeking missiles. He keeps getting hooked by Clockwork, and his problem is that he can't actually burst Clock down fast enough. Before Clock can get off Battery Assault and Cogs, Tinker can get off one heat-seeking missile and a Dagon. But that brings Clockwork down to about 300 health. If he also had E-Blade, then Clockwork is in a lot of trouble.
Boom, there it goes.
And this match, you know, expected to be over half an hour ago, a little bit late starting, but unsurprisingly with Tinker and Nature's Prophet, turning into a bit of a long one. March of the Machines doubled out here. Arrow narrowly missing. Beautiful Clockwork initiation though. Just see him go flying across the map. Nice switch out there from Vengeful Spirit, but so much damage coming in, and we do have the rest of the Mint team coming in. They're right-clicking down on Tinker. Oh, Nature's Prophet. Nature's Prophet is down. So is Reese.
You make a fine crater.
Aegis about to be popped. The oh, beautiful arrow. They choose to take out the Tinker, not the Weaver. Beautiful job by them. Now, please, Mint, please push. Just push. Just leave one person back there. Anyone, don't care who, and push because they have. Let's see, what's the buyback status up on these guys? None of the Radiant have buyback, other than Shadow Shaman. But who the hell cares about Shadow Shaman? Push, Mint, push. Please. By the way, I'm not hugely biased here, guys, by the way. I prefer it when Rat Doto loses to when Rat Doto wins. That's not too unreasonable, is it? A lot of damage coming down on Reese here. Gets caught by an arrow. There's a Starfall. Forced to time-lapse. Now we've got Clockwork TPing into this lane as well, and that's kind of unfortunate for Weaver. He's not going to have the kind of insurance there to be able to go in and really mess with these heroes. We do, however, have Shadow Shaman and Vengeful coming back up. Why aren't you grouped up? Minty, group up! What are you doing? Just group up and push! No! What is this?
They're getting greedy. They're trying to take 2 lanes.
Just push! You can't. You're not going to win on 2 lanes against Nature's Prophet and Tinker. You're going to win on 1 lane. And Tinker's back up in 10 seconds. Are they not even going to get a tier 2? Push!
Lion's in a lot of trouble here, actually. He's already dropping low.
I don't
and
care!
Fury TPing in.
Tower is under attack. I know. I don't care
Oh
either.
my god, they got a TP home. I mean, they do have the OD here.
could
If
get
they've
Ti-
got
they could
any
get
kind of
Fury in from this
detection, which they don't. Oh, they got sentries, I guess. Oh my god.
BKBs, but his TP's on
Kill
cooldown.
him. Get rid of the trees.
Murder
Okay, well they
spree.
killed him, I guess, but
You vicious
push!
thugs.
Oh, I'm so mad. I'm a little bit mad. I'm sorry, Minty.
Dire's middle tower is being attacked.
Am I wrong? Am I going crazy? Am I just making myself hoarse for no reason? Clockwork
I will answer that
hooks
after
in
this
on 2.
brilliant hookwork. Hookwork.
Well, you know, brilliant hookwork into 2. Yeah, full stuff out. That's good. Wards. I guess the good thing there is forced out the wards. Clockwork with Ags
yeah,
is only going to
Clockwork
have
and hookshot again now.
Yeah.
So,
12-second cooldown. Love it. Oh my god. But I mean, if Mint can't push off that, where they had 3 heroes down for 70 seconds, then what can they push off of? I mean, okay, OD picking up
They
route to
need
travel.
one lane pushed out.
That'll be useful. I don't think they're going to get a chance to have one lane pushed out. Not given who they're up against.
And
I mean,
it's off.
with Fury and
Well,
Dead
they
for
have-
60 seconds, they've just got to the stage where they're almost all at the river.
They have Clockwork Flare and they have Ancient Apparition Roll. If they keep throwing that at one lane, I'm presuming bottom lane here. They keep throwing that at bottom lane, keeping that pushed out to sort of maybe where it is now, maybe a bit further out. If they take a good team fight and they have enough BOTs, Mirana's got BOTs, OD's got BOTs, Clockwork's got BOTs, that's when you start getting your team wipe into racks.
Tinker, speaking of,
Flares
largely,
here.
I mean, I do like the fact, you know, whenever you can get it to the stage where Tinker or Nature's Prophet are having to act defensive, that's what you need. So I like the fact they managed to force Tinker into doing this. Meanwhile, Missy getting some decent damage on the mid lane. Probably shouldn't go up onto the high ground here,
Boom, there it goes.
but by all means, get the damage down on this wave here.
But going back to what you just said a minute ago, forcing Tinker and Fury to be defensive is good, but still, forcing Tinker to be defensive means it's going to be really hard to push high ground. Like, walking up against March of the Machines is nearly as bad as walking up against Sleight of Fist. It will destroy your creep wave, and you'll be left barebacked up against the tower. And that's not a good place to be in, especially when you've got a Dagon 5 E-Blade heat-seeking missile Tinker.
Oh, and actually going on near the bot rune. Missy in real trouble here as Reese just has the opportunity to pretty much constantly right click here, forced to use time lapse. Missy gonna get out. And now Reese, if this orb hits, which it misses, so unlucky on the uphill there. Reese gonna get out just by the skin of teeth.
Boom, there it goes.
BKB forced out on the Nature's Prophet, gonna finish off the Ancient Apparition, but gonna run into some scary people over in the woods. Now Tinker is alive.
Tonight.
That's a danger here, but I really feel, I'm gonna say it again, push Mint, push.
Homing in.
No, I think they should push, and my reason being, they have a Clockwork with Heart defending the top lane now. The previous 2 times, they've had a Lion with nothing defending the top lane, and Furion's just been able to TP up and nearly kill him. Or Tinker's been able to TP up and nearly kill him. Now they don't have that option. They have to defend.
It is going to be tricky though, pushing up against this Weaver and Tinker together. Yeah, they're going to back up. They need to get something from this though. I'm wondering if Roche is course still down for another at least 30 seconds. Mirana getting confirmation of that and then going on to do some ancient farming, which is certainly going to benefit her a lot. Next time for her, I would imagine, will be get rid of that nasty, icky drum and pick up. What do you think? Would a BKB be weird on Mirana? Is that weird?
I almost want to say Arcane Boots to go with her BOTs and her Phase Boots.
Yeah, and then pick up some tramples.
But no, she should. I mean, a lot of things work nicely here. It just depends what they want this Mirana to do. Whether they want this Mirana to be the right clicker in the team fight, in which case possibly even something like a Skadi, or whether they want her to just be massive DPS generally and less tanky, big blast cannon, perhaps a butterfly, but they need to be worrying about these creeps. She does already have Mjolnir, so that's really helpful against the creep waves. I don't know, there's just so many items she needs, and she needs more than 6 slots.
Invid's rune top up for grabs, whoever wants to head down there. Don't know why I've still got buyback up actually. Let's have a quick look at the net worth. OD, so it's OD, Nature's Prophet, Weaver and Mirana, all basically the same pretty much, up at about 24 to 26k. The difference of 2k gold being actually fairly small right now. Smoke up coming down from Dire mid. They're just going to totally go past this wave. I mean, they're right. They're totally right to do this. What they need to do is get some key pickoffs and turn that into kills. Somebody's pinging out Roshan. He will be up very soon. Look at that. There he is. If this smoke turns into...
I'm pretty sure...
Yep, here we go. They're going to be spotted out by the arrow. And Mirana calling for everybody to get in there now. With no observer wards up for Freya, they've actually got a total free space to go in and do this.
But I'm pretty sure Freya saw the rotation, at least in mid, because the sentry ward they have in mid, and the way the creeps were, OD actually walked in range of the sentry ward, and in range of creep vision. So they actually saw that they were smoked, and in mid, but my god, they burst Roshan down.
Don't ignore the cheese, gentlemen. Don't ignore that. There we go. AA being like, oh, I'll pick up the cheese, and then Lion just blinks in and grabs it. Freya now, I mean, if nothing else, okay, forget about the fact that they got the Roshan. What they also managed to do was force Tinker to TP to his teammates. Tinker does not want to be with his teammates. Tinker wants to be on the other side of the map, being a little asshole. So yeah, good job. Good job.
And there is a bit of hope for Freya here. I just happened to click on the hero level graph, and their 2 carries are ahead, their offlaner is ahead, and more importantly their supports are also ahead. Their supports have 16, while the Radiant supports don't. That is quite huge.
Yeah.
So if they just fight, if they stop the rat and just push, and fight and force 5-on-5s, Mint have this game.
Yeah, I mean, I really feel that the only reason they haven't won a long time before now is I don't get the impression these guys are doing too well at countering rat Dota. You've got to appreciate that it isn't like normal Dota. You need to be doing specific things, being aggressive at certain times.
Allies disappear.
You need to appreciate the weaknesses in it and exploit them, and I really don't feel they've been doing that. Arrow gonna come up, gonna miss.
No,
but the wards were dropped
definitely right
for
about
basically nothing. 500 damage on the tower. 400, sorry, not enough. Oh, and Lion going to be picked off in seconds by a combination of Red Banana and Reese. Have to ask, Reese possibly having some Welsh ancestry there, I want to say. This is a Welsh weaver, of which Wales is actually renowned for its weaving, I think. I am, of course, totally making this up. Now we got to push with Nature's Prophet and Tinker moving up onto top lane. I mean, that is just terrifying. So many machines.
It's off!
XP and gold graphs, I mean, they've been a little bit up and down. They're still very much in Mint's favor. Gold actually still growing in their favor, which XP's a little bit more static. But how many more key items do they need? I mean, OD already has BKB, Vice, and Refresher. Now, I'm not even a huge fan of Refresher on OD. I can kind of see it in this game against the Weaver.
Dire's structures have been
and they just lose mid-racks. There's a huge push coming in. Red Banana going to go down. OD wanting to get the DPS in, but going to get picked off by Weaver.
Dominating.
OD as well. Vi's back, hasn't popped his sheep stick yet. That would have been perfect for the Weaver. I know there was an awful lot of BKBs coming out there, but there was space to do it. Now with with the Weaver and the Venge down right now, dare I say it,
this is what I'm talking about. They have BOTs. Get to bottom lane. Tinker's just going to nuke that creep wave down. They need to BOT to it already. They don't have the chance now.
Who would you leave in defense there? I mean, Clockwork seems to be doing a fairly good job whenever he's left in charge of that, but they do need him for the initiation.
Radiant's courier has been callously murdered.
Yeah, I would definitely need the Clockwork. If you need to initiate, then Clockwork can BOT to the next wave. Initiation is you deciding when to initiate. So you can just leave the Clockwork up there, have him BOT down when he's needed.
I mean, how many boots of travel do we have up in this game? 1 for the Radiant on the Tinker, of course, and 3 for the Dire, and they're still not really able to keep up with this.
Well, there's also Furion on the Radiant. Speaking of, he's going on OD here. And with Tinker TPing in, OD's probably dead.
That BKB isn't going to help, bro. But again, Sheepstick is pretty useful thing. Yeah, I know, right? 33 health on the
33
Marana,
health and
133
100.
health on the OD. Wow. But I am kind of curious about this OD's lack of sheepstick. Oh, Clockwork missing a hook. Get battery assault. Yes, he gets
But
battery
he makes up for it
assault.
with the battery assault.
We are going to be seeing an E. Was that an E-blade coming out from?
Godlike.
Yep. And Clockwork.
Yeah, Tinker E-bladed him and Dagoned him, but Clockwork after being E-bladed just popped blade mail.
Yeah. Lol. Aegis will be reclaimed in a minute. Who's still hanging on to that? Buybacks available. Freya have 3, Mint have 2. Cheese dropped by AA. Okay. You do that, AA.
I imagine they know the timing of the Aegis reclaim, and they're going to let Miranda pick that cheese up in place of her Aegis.
I mean, could I suggest that with an Aegis, they should maybe push? Like, I know I'm being harsh here, but they need to find some space here. They need, if they can get... I mean, it's just having mega creeps in a lane against split pushes is so effective, because it doubles the amount of time they're going to take in that lane to do anything. Aegis going to go down. Big push coming out here from Mint on the bot lane. With Tinker dead, 24 seconds, there's not going to be any March of the Machines to slow this down. At this stage, it's just Nature's Prophet, and Treants are not going to be enough.
Radiant's top tower is under siege.
Is this going to be racked? 14 seconds. 10 seconds. This OD is just right-clicking down on this tower.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
With Missy just tanking and with
Yes.
this really tanky build, she can do that.
Yep, there it is. It's going to be a glyph forced out now. There'll be Tinker is up though. We're going to have TPs out. Marana gets the melee racks. Good job. And now we've got TPs down to the bot lane. Red Pumpkin in real trouble. Missy comes in looking to save. Manages to get the cogs off on both. Unfortunately, the wards are dropped. Going to be going face to face up against Miski here. Miski's down. That's no Nature's Prophet for you guys. Wards again kind of wasted on this bot tower. And 3 down now for Freya. What's the call? Make the call, Divok. Who's going to win?
I say this is nearly worth it for Freya. That's another third of the tower health off. Well, I say another. It was down a tiny bit before. They took off about a third that time. And this is the last tower in front of mega creeps.
Yeah.
Freya know that all they have to do to win is take those last 2 barracks. And they've got this game.
Well, I mean, put it this way. Mint are going to be knocking on their door an awful long time before Nature's Prophet comes up, and Tinker can't TP straight over to the base. They're also choosing to push out this. I mean, I think Mint might have this. Go on, defeat the rat.
How's it going?
66 minutes, everybody. This is huge. Clockwork.
Here comes the march. Although only choosing to march once.
Here comes the march.
I think
but,
he
I mean,
needs
they've got
to
this.
get
They've
mass
just got
marches
to
going
just
before
go
Clockwork jumps.
right click at the tower.
Nice
Yeah,
blink.
good job, OD. Good job. Get the damage down. Now nuke out the creep wave. Now you guys probably want to run away. There's a Marana ult. Actually, haven't seen that in quite a long time.
They used it when going high ground last time, up top, just in case they need to back out and re-engage.
Beautiful play there from Mint. 3 seconds on the Nature's Prophet. This game. And Roshan is up, and it's spotted out by the globals just as they go past. I mean, Roshan up already? That seems very quick.
I didn't actually get to look at the timer, but I believe it was quite quick.
They're actually firing on him again. I don't know if they just didn't see it the first time. Gonna be spotted out by Marana's controlled Vul assassin.
I wondered who had the Dominator then.
My eyes closed.
And why they chose to... That is the most unequal creep
Dominator
fight I've
Vul
ever
assassin.
seen. Roshan against one of those crappy things. My gosh, that's just cruel. 70-minute game, guys. I think we're getting to the stage where the tension in this game, it can't hold on much longer, in the words of Star Trek. Ada gonna be picking up another Aegis here. I'd kind of like,
Roshan has fallen to the Dire.
but I mean everybody's just 6-slotted the entire time. What do you get rid of? I'm also not sure I'm going to have time to be able to do the second game. I need to go and do an admin for the Tsunami Cup. Oh my gosh.
It has been a very long game.
It's been huge! Maya late for church. Yeah. It's that kind of mad, insane, evil game that's just going to steal all of our souls. Mirana Invis, I think, wants to pick off a support here. Yup, does. And 80 goes down. Reese barely has time to look over her shoulder before discovering that her Shadow Shaman support has just been brutally murdered by some crazy woman riding a cat. Now just farming up the jungle.
Oh, really nice cogs. Managing to force out the time lapse there.
Oh,
he
dear.
caught Weaver when it invisible.
Oh,
Weaver
and here we go, 80. Gonna run into him. Oh, but it's just on the steps and some misses it. Oh, so close. Dire now looking to push on bot, and 35 seconds up on Shadow Shaman. Lanes all at least the river. I think this is what they want to do. Tinker headed top. Right, okay, right now, I think... Okay, let me just quickly have a look. Yeah, I think Mint could win if they just push. Ignore the racks, go for tier 4s.
I kind of like what they're doing with this courier as well. Mirana has a Satanic now, but obviously she has Aegis. I think they're going to hold the courier back in the tree line, wait for her to pop Aegis, and then bring the Satanic.
Radiant structures have been fortified.
Some next level stuff going on here.
Oh, it's actually just heading straight in. Potentially a little bit risky.
Radiant's bottom barracks has been destroyed.
Yep, Satanic kind of just left there. Lion getting taking down the Vengeful Spirit. OD looking really, really low. Manages to get just out of range of March of the Machines in time.
Radiant's middle
Needs
tower
to
has been
run.
destroyed.
Needs to not be caught out by anything. Okay, the courier tries to give him cheese, but he TP's out too damn quickly.
Dire's bottom tower is
Ada
under
gets
attack.
taken out by a beautiful shotgun from the Tinker, but the Aegis is up. There'll be a leap soon. Looking to get a bit of
Dire's
terrain
middle
advantage off it
tower
as
is
well.
under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Well, I mean, I think this has got to be fairly significant now. Myth caught up on barracks, and actually all tier 3s down for the Freya team. The anti-rats.
But the tier 3 on bottom took more damage on Dire's team, and they lost to tier 4. Fury in that entire time was not there.
Yeah, but who lost more? What did they lose? Like a little bit more tower health and
Freya
a tower.
Freya definitely lost more.
I mean, that's
But
just
Mint lost
huge.
more important buildings. Well, a more important building. A tier 4.
I kind of regard tier 4s as just like only slightly more important than the other kind of random outbuildings you get behind tier 3s and barracks. Just because, I mean, like, what are they really there
Well,
for?
they're the one thing that stops you taking the Ancient. And they are double towers. You need creeps in the way to be able to get to them. And with marching machines, you're not going to have creeps.
Yeah.
At least not at the tier 4s. Maybe on the high ground, so backdoor protection and stuff is void. But you say they're equal on racks now? I'd say they're ahead. They have
sorry, ahead.
only 2 ranged racks on the side of Freya.
And did you
Whereas
know what
Mint still
OD
have
just
a
bought?
full lane. I did not see what OD just bought.
Have a quick
He
look.
bought a refreshers. Oh yeah.
No, he's had the refreshers for ages.
And a B. Oh okay. I
He
haven't seen
bought
it yet.
his
Did you just buy a
second
fresh BKB?
BKB.
Yeah, there we go.
That's 10 seconds magic immunity for him, pushing up a high ground against March of the Machines and co. I think that's a smart pickup. I think that's a really smart pickup, and he's still got 7,000 gold. I mean, what do you do? I mean, what do you do with 7,000 gold and you've just bought a totally fresh BKB at 73 minutes into the game? I mean,
Hashtag rapier gaming.
you save for buyback, but you don't need a rapier on OD. You just need mana.
No.
Oh man, this is madness. March of the Machine's going to absolutely destroy this creep wave. Mint, I'm assuming, going to wait for a bit more of a group up. Having a quick look, 15,000 XP ahead, 25,000 gold ahead, and we're going into what could well be the last team fight of the game, ladies and gentlemen. The Necro Creep's coming out, trying to get some harass on Morana. Oh, but there's a hook shot in, and the Sheepstick, and Tinker is down, and that'll be mega creeps for Mint as Morana finishes off the final rage racks, and I think that is probably GG. We do have a base race going on as Freya tried desperately to push down the bot towers, but Dire still have Glyph. Radiant don't. BKB's popped out from the mid players just so that they can try and get a little bit more of immunity while they do damage. And both teams are going to be on the Ancient, but that's GG for Mint. Wow. Hookshots hit 16, missed 5. Hookshots on creeps 2?
I think that was just mobility, sort of moving around the map and nuking down waves and stuff.
Yeah.
But really well played by both teams, and they defeated the Brat, so...
Yeah, excellent. I think I do have time for the next one if we're really quick. So any last thoughts, Divok?
Oh, awesome.
Go on, last thoughts.
Just insane Clockwork play. I hit the nail on the head there. The Clockwork was the player for me, and you said at the beginning of the game, the Clockwork was going to make the plays for you, and the Clockwork made the plays.
Clockwork made the plays, absolutely. Anybody watching on stream, please do subscribe, please do like, please do check out the other FDL games. We've got another one coming up next, and I'm just going to head to the Be Right Back screen so we can get into the lobby. Ciao.
See ya.
Dire's ban. Ten seconds to go. 5 seconds. Reserve time. Radiance ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire's pick. Radiant's pick.
Alright, good evening ladies and gentlemen. We are coming back in now for the second game in this excellent female Dota 2 Southeast Asia League Season 2 game. It is Freya against Mint. Mint, of course, pulling off an excellent anti-rat Dota win in the last game.
Radiant's
Looks like we
pick.
might be seeing different kinds of play this time round. But very briefly on the opening
Dire's
bans,
pick.
again we've got the Invoker, Clockwork, Lycan coming up. Very, very high tier bans. Freya choosing to pick out the Clockwork, which I think is very wise from them, and actually managing to pick up the Batrider, who is the natural ban that Clockwork was replacing there, and that is most definitely a target ban against Missy, because amazing Clockwork from her last game. Tangos, on the other hand, going for the Earthshaker AA. Really
10
like what they can do in a combo.
seconds to go.
We actually, I think, saw the Earthshaker ban coming out last time the AA was picked up,
Dire
just
team
because Fissure
ban.
works so well to try and set up Cold Feet. But this time it's managed to be picked up by Tangos, managing to get out that
Radiant
whole
team ban.
2 picks in a row combo. And Freya then going for the Shadow Shaman, which does make me a little bit afraid that we're going to see another hour and a half long pushing lineup. But the Batrider restores my faith that there is going to be decent ganking going on. And I believe Divok, who was nipping off for a drink, I can
Dire's
hear you in the
ban.
background there. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. And yeah, you had it
Ooh,
definitely down with the Clockwork ban. That is most assuredly a target ban. Really massive plays
Hugely.
coming out from him. And I don't think you have anything to fear with the Rasta.
10
He's just
seconds to go.
drop wards on tower, hang around for 30 seconds and
5
tower's gone sort of man.
seconds.
Absolutely. Anybody watching the stream, straight after this I'm going to be doing I think it's actually the opening
Reserve
match
time.
of our group's own self-run tournament with a $100 prize pool, so please stay tuned for that. And of course, massive shout out here to the Female Dota League for giving us so many great matches to cast. They're on almost daily, and they are amazing, all of them.
Radiance ban.
Centaur and Viper banned out from Freya. I mean, I kind of like that. I mean, Centaur is kind of good against Bat, because if you hook him, you kind of end up getting stomped. So it's a little bit riskier there going for that initiation.
10 seconds to go.
But I don't think Centaur would have been the pickup.
5
I
seconds.
don't think so. With an Earthshaker around, I think they do similar things.
Reserve
I kind of
time.
like what Freya's doing with their bans though. They've already banned the Clockwork. They've picked up their offlaner. They banned out a Viper, who,
Radiant's pick.
if it's an aggressive tri lane from
Dire's pick.
Mint, then Batrider can't really farm against a Viper. So they ban out a solo safe lane, and they also ban out another offlane. So they've picked up their offlaner, and they're just banning lots of others. I mean, Mint
Controlling
do
that
take up
offlane.
Morana here, but we saw last game they put that Freya. No, yeah, Mint did put that in a position 1 position. So we're probably going to see the same again, and yeah, they
10
really need to pick up an
seconds to
offlane
go.
before they all go.
5
They really, really do.
seconds.
They really, really do. Tango's choosing to ban out the Storm Spirit when they haven't picked up their mid yet, which I'm not a huge fan of.
Reserve time.
It could be a target ban, as I haven't seen Team Freya play before, but it could also be that they want to pick up a mid of their own that Storm Spirit would do quite well against. They may be looking to pick up less of a lane dominating mid that is possibly even
Radiant's
melee, so maybe something like a Slug. I doubt that would work very well with their lineup, but that's sort of my example. That a Storm would just be able to dominate with Remnants.
I mean, to be
Remnants
honest,
for a melee hero are really hard to farm against.
looking at what Tangos have, you know what I would love in their offlane? A Timbersaw. They've got Mirana for
Yeah, a Timbersaw would work really nicely with them.
Yeah, I mean, they've got so much slow, they've got so much crowd control. Chakram doing massive slows would make, you know, team fight cold feet, team fight AAL, basic certainties. Chuck a Magnus mid on top of that to kind of group everybody together for Aftershock, and you would have destruction on a level here to... Wait, no, what's the phrase? Here before to unforeseen by man, or something. I'm not sure. But here's the thing: when you're looking at crazy jungle women mounted on cats, Luna out carries Mirana every single time. In my opinion. I mean, like, they are certainly
most
both
definitely.
crazy.
Glaives are so nice.
Yeah, I mean, the aura on Luna not stacking, I mean, it just doesn't scale well into late game, but the glaives are just so huge. I mean, it's just offensively good. It also works really well with the Shadow Shaman, actually, because, you know, it is just a question of drop wards, push tower, but the great thing about Luna is once you've, like, even more, I think, in a way than Nature's Prophet, once you've got your foot in the door, she can take advantage of it, because the way the glaives bounce between the barracks, the peripheral buildings, when you get up to the tier 4s, they just bounce between the two towers. It's mad, it's horrific, and it tears through a base.
Yeah, that's literally what I was about to say as well. It's such a strong combination between those two heroes.
And then you got Batrider as well. I mean, if you think about what they're going to be like sieging high ground, Batrider's actually great for that, just for being able to blink in, even if he's not hitting anybody, just dropping a load of fire down around the tower to dissuade people from entering into combat there, and then blinking out. You know, that will give the room for the Shadow Shaman wards and the Lunar Glaives to do some real work. Particularly when Tangos are going for melee carries. I mean, I do kind of like what they're thinking, because it means that they'll have, you know, Slithering Crush off of the Lasso will be very effective. What's Earth Slam? Enchant Totem. Sorry, Enchant Totem will be very effective for the same reason. Mirana can always pop invis. I mean, but I almost feel like they're countering Batrider with all of their picks, and I'm not a huge fan of that.
Reserve time.
I'm not sure the Slar does as much as countering Batrider, as more of being sort of saying, okay, you've got Luna, if we let you go late game, our base won't exist anymore. We're going to take a Slardar. We might go aggressive, we might do dual lanes, or we might go safe lane, but either way, we're going to take this early, and we're going to bring the fight to you, and you will fall apart.
I mean, I was assuming that they were going to be doing Mirana with Earthshaker and AA, but they're not, are they? Mirana's the only person, like, Mirana...
No, it's going to be Slardar teamed up with those two.
Yeah. Which I really like, actually. I mean, it's no Sand King, and Sand King obviously best support 2014. Freya though picking up the Dazzle. Now that's an interesting pick. I mean, it's a great pick to sync up with the Luna because it's so good at protecting a heavy carry, and Luna needs a lot of protection. It almost opens it up for them to go aggressive, but I don't think they should. Luna, Shadow Shaman, Dazzle, you're still too squish against Earthshaker, AA, and Slardar. So defensive tri-lane, I'm thinking.
I think the Dazzle's a... Yeah, the Dazzle is a response to the Slardar. He does really nicely against Slardar, because Slardar is so point target. Sure, he's got Crush, which can hit multiple heroes, but amplified damage is going out on one, he's going to be bashing one, he's going to be sprinting at one person. He's single target focus, and Dazzle, he's really good at protecting a single target.
Add on to that the fact that he's a melee carry, so he'll have to be right up to the creep wave for last hits, and Dazzle will be throwing in healing waves. If they were to go aggressive with that. Tango's choosing to take up the Death Prophet for their final pickup. That will be the mid with the Mirana offlane. It gives them a decent amount of push now to kind of fight up against that Shadow Shaman. I'm a huge fan of the DP ult, and also, of course, it will go straight through Luna's BKB. I think
Death Prophet's a really, really nice pickup against this.
I'm not a huge fan of the Puck ban, though. I'm really not. That would have been just like... I've said this before in other games. There are certain offlaners and mids who, in my mind, are basically supports. Like, they can do their job in the offlane, they can do their job in the mid, but you have to regard them a little bit as a third support. And Batrider and Puck both kind of fit into that role. So I wouldn't have liked to see two of them in addition to Shadow Shame and a Dazzle, who are both definitely position 5s. TA though, big fan of that. Big fan
And there's
of
your
that.
lane dominator. They got rid of one in Storm Spirit, and then they banned out another strong mid, being Puck, but you are right. Another lane dominator ban would have been a bit stronger here for this Death Prophet.
Yeah. I'm not even sure what Puck would have been setting up for, really. Wards and Eclipse, I guess, but meh. And you want to introduce a team?
I'd get ready if I were
Sure,
you.
I will go ahead and introduce Freya this time, which is also on the die side. I was very confused. I was going to do the different team, but then realised I was doing the same side. But of course, the two teams have swapped sides, as this is game 2 of our best of 2. Heading it out for the side of Freya, we have my turn to do this. Vetch
Right.
on the Templar Assassin. That's my guess here. We have Emski on the Batrider handling the Luna. We will have Reese. Dazzle being handled by 80, and finishing off this defensive tri-lane, as you were rightly saying, is Red Banana on Rasta.
Red Banana. Red Banana, it feels kind of like a Rafiki word. You know, Lion King, Red Banana, which works really well, I
Yeah.
think, with Shadow Shaman. So
With
good
Rasta.
thematic
Yeah.
choices there from Red Banana. Over on the mint side, we've got Missy, who of course was dominating on the Clockwork last game. This time rocking out on the Marana with a beautiful mount. I'm sorry, I'm going to take a moment here to give a big shout out to Noctis, the Heavenly Quillin Guardian. Like, what? That look at that. Is that a lion?
Yeah, I saw this mount the other day. It looks incredible.
Yeah, that's
I want
mad.
it so much.
So good job to Missy there. And I get the impression this is probably a hero she plays quite a lot. Then we've got Lily now rocking up on the Slider. AA being handled by Cat. Death Prophet being handled by yeah, I think I'm gonna go with your Stranger here. And Earthshaker as a final one being played by ADA.
Illusion!
Out of showcase mode now as we get into the match itself. Gonna open up the Last Hits Denies, just have that rocking out in the corner there. Now I'm not a huge fan of this ward here that Earthshaker placed. It does not give vision of the rune. It does not give wraparound vision of the important areas. It does not block either camp. I'm not even sure what it is doing. Thoughts, Divok?
I'm actually quite in favour of this ward, purely because it is a ward that will never be dewarded. Your classic sentries will be here for dewarding any wraparound vision, or here for dewarding any pull camp wards. You will never find, or even up here to deward the rune spot ward. This ward will not be dewarded.
But why would it need to be?
They already have an observer ward for the rune.
Why would it need to be?
It does give some wraparound vision. It gives vision of the hard pull camp.
Okay, but when you're
So
running
the pull through camp.
I enjoy
and
it when we have
gives vision of
disagreements.
movements through the river.
Yeah, it gives you vision of the rotations from mid, but like any ward would give you vision of the rotations from mid. Like literally pretty much any ward. And what I don't like about it is when you're up against a defensive tri-lane with heavy stuns, you've got to be careful of people who are going to be looping out of here and ganking you either through here or through here. And they have no vision of that. Absolutely none. They also don't have vision of who's actually doing the pulling. So they won't know when a pull is happening. So they won't have any vision of anywhere where the supports are likely to be. I think this should be easy money for Freya to get a couple of early ganks off on this.
Saying that, it's Missy that actually tries it with the first arrow.
Well, they have to. They don't have vision of this pull. They haven't blocked it. They don't have vision of it. They can't just sit in lane hoping that nothing else is going on. What they do manage to do is a beautiful bit of creep pulling there, making them holding up their own wave somewhere where they can actually farm it. And huge shout out for Mint for doing that. That is some excellent off lane play. Last Hits Deny is definitely going in favor of Radiant right now with Death Prophet leading up on mid and about to refill the bottle there with an Invis rune. And Slardar beating out the Luna, who actually has only managed to pick up one last hit so far. That's not good. Beginning to wonder maybe
No,
whether
they
she
did have
should
a bit
have
of a
picked up a Quelling Blade. Sorry, yeah?
Yes.
they had a bit of a mispull to begin with. Actually, as 80's getting called out by a really nice fissure.
Yeah. Leads to a beautiful arrow
And this
as
is
well.
something
Not
I
enough to kill,
always
but
love saying when we have Earthshakers and Clockworks is physical barriers are insanely good on this game when
And
you don't have the likes of Sand King and Batrider, which they are actually against.
And yeah, there'll be TA picking up the blink as well, but they'll be a little bit later on. But you're absolutely right. I mean, it takes more skill to be effective with strategies which involve kind of disrupting the terrain a little bit. But if you can do it, definitely the most effective. Definitely the most effective. And Mint, at this stage, just, yeah, roaring ahead on these last hits. TA catching up a little bit now in the mid. And actually, I might keep an eye on that. I think that's going to be quite an interesting lane. I would have thought that TA would have been able to dominate this quite effectively, because, of course, Death Prophet generally, there we go, only manages to get damage on heroes at mid via the Crypt Swarm, which should be pretty effectively stopped by Refraction.
First blood.
Oh, and Mirana finishing off the Shadow Shaman up on top. Looking really low herself, though, and going to fall down to the Dazzle. I mean, tri-lane support
It was a really
for
nice
dual lane
leap away,
carry.
It stopped Luna from getting the last hit. So it's actually a tri-lane support for... Yeah, Mirana got the kill. It was a tri-lane support for the Mirana, which was also first blood.
I suppose, yeah.
For the support of the tri-lane getting a second return kill on the off-lane carry. Which I'd say is actually worth it.
Yep, very true, very true. Oh my god, I've just realised something. I've done something awful. I left the draft overlay up this entire time. My god. Such a fail. Such fail.
Well, that's fine, the draft overlay's really nice.
It is, it's a really nice draft overlay, but I feel really bad for anybody watching on stream. Let me just see how much hate I got. Wow, no hate. Anybody watching on stream, thank you so much for not hating me for that. I kind of deserve a little bit of hate there. Batrider now looking to farm up the Radiant jungle. Nope, looking to piss around in the Radiant jungle apparently. At the same time, the tri-lane is now back in action up on top. Okay, here's my question: Are they an aggressive tri-lane or a defensive tri-lane? What I mean by sorry, they're obviously
Freya tri-lane.
Obviously defensive. What I mean is, are they going for kills or are they going for farm?
They should be going for farm. Luna is farm heavy and not incredibly good at killing. She can last hit kills with Lucent Beam really well.
So so I'm wondering about the Shadow
But she's not
Shaman.
the great in a killing try. I think that in this tri-lane situation, try-on duel, Missy actually have the advantage. They've laned this really, really well. And I even said in the draft that I'm wondering whether this is going to end up being dual lanes. By the time
there's another fissure coming out.
That never happens.
Not going to be enough.
Yeah, slightly off the mark by Ada. He wanted to trap them in the trees right here, but it pushed Red Banana on the wrong side. But yeah, they saw this coming and they pulled off an effective tri-lane, and they're also using the side pulling camp. That was nearly very, very clever.
Dire's middle tower is being attacked.
Gothic.
But yeah, so they've definitely got the best of this, I think.
Gothic is calling me out for leaving the draft overlay up, so I'm finally getting the hatred I deserve for that. No big pushes coming out from any team. And I gotta say, you know, Freya are definitely pulling back a little bit into the last hits, and the dominance that Mint are having is purely in their carries. Their supports are very, very poor, which in a sense is exactly what you want, and in a sense can be a little bit tricky. Dazzle definitely getting quite a lot of the side pulling that's going on, and I'm actually finding it quite strange that there isn't more of that going on for the Mint safe lane. They're actually just leaving their jungle totally open for Bat. Lily,
Because
though,
they need to try and ensure Slardar gets his farm up. As we see
Luna.
Earthshaker actually go down.
yeah,
Really
good job there
aggressive
from
play by
Luna.
them, trying to catch them all out with the fissure, which they did do. As you can see, Luna's really low, but Earthshaker I think went in to get a second stun off, and actually just got shackled up and killed.
Not a good look. Not a good look in the slightest. Luna now getting the Eclipse up, and actually, again, need a shout out for the for the Luna set. My
Oh, wow.
gosh,
Yeah.
there are some really beautiful sets
That's
coming out here. For Selamene, yeah, I think that's possibly been renamed. Pretty
Yeah,
awesome renaming there.
Star Rider of the Crescent Steel.
Yeah, pro renaming
yeah,
coming
very
out
nice
from
renaming.
Reese. Hiya! I like that. Regeneron going to the TA, and she really needs it. Gonna make her really happy right there. Gonna have a quick look at the XP and gold per minute. Gold per minute actually going in favor of the Luna, despite that early inability to get last hits, and certainly that recent kill helping out an awful lot. XP per minute, on the other hand, definitely going in the way of Nature's Prophet. Luna only seen about halfway through the field, just above all of the supports. The only person doing worse, who's really in a core position, is Mirana. So I guess going pretty well for Freya.
Yeah, and a lot of this is from the pulling that's going on. A lot of these early game disparities. Which is why you were definitely right about the random observer ward for the wraparound. It would have been much better placed on the sort of magic bush of the Dire, which isn't that magic, but it grants a bit of wraparound vision and blocks the camp and isn't usually dewarded.
Come on, show me this magic bush. I don't know the magic bush for Dire. What's the magic bush for
There's
Dire?
a little sort of mossy patch here. And if you put it on that, it's out of range of the sentry that can be dropped here to deward.
Oh, interesting. And that sentry doesn't deward the camp?
Oh, it doesn't block the camp if you put it, I think it's there actually.
Oh, well, good job. You learn new things every day. I'm much better on my Radiant jungle than my Dire jungle, I have to admit. That's why I have a Divok. Yay. Emsky. Oh, Emsky really low, but the Slithering Crush misses as he kind of mistimes the effect of his sprint there. Needed a little bit more distance. Good try there from Lily, but that could very easily have been a very important second kill for them if he'd been a little bit more patient. Batrider is going to be forced out of lane, which gives Slardar a little bit more free farm. Definitely not
He's
a
already
bad
got his
thing.
Blink Dagger up. This Slardar's getting pretty big.
Dum 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 dum. Batrider going to pick up a... Oh no, sorry, Earthshaker here going to pick up a DD. Denying that to the TA who is rushing in for it.
Turn up the tremble.
Popped her last bottle charge in anticipation as well. That's actually very unfortunate for her. I mean, she had vision of that from her trap there. Thought that she'd be able to get it pretty much guaranteed. And Freya doing a great job chain pulling. I mean, this to me is why they're winning their lane. Their supports are doing much better than the mint supports. Their carry's doing much better than the mint carry. And that's because Mirana now solo laning, you know, even when she's not forced out of XP range right like she is right now,
Shadow Wave
is missing half the lane XP. Actually managed to get one of them there, so good job.
She does not want to go that way though. She could be in a lot of trouble. Moonlight Shadow's going to pop.
Well,
do they have any sentries?
Moonlight Shadow's out, yeah.
Oh,
there's the arrow.
rotation.
It misses, but they do have the stomp and the fissure.
Dazzle darkens.
That's a dazzle pickoff. I'm not sure it's worth that much rotation though. They wanted more than that. They really wanted the arrow to hit and set up for a second kill.
They can always just take tower with this though.
I'm not sure they can. I'm really not sure they can. Doesn't look like they're going to be going for a chain pull on this one. They're just looking to delay the wave a little bit so that when this very large radiant wave arrives, there will be something under the tower to distract the creeps. Really, really good play, basically, in my opinion. I really, really like that the thinking there. Lily getting spotted out by a Dire Observer ward.
You were saying how the supports on Mint are doing really badly, and yeah, you're right, they are doing very badly, and it's because of that I really like this pickup on Death Prophet. She's got the mech already.
I mean, great item on Death Prophet as well.
Radiant's top tower is under siege.
You know, she benefits from Death Prophet's one of those heroes who benefits from pretty much everything. She benefits from a bit of tank, she benefits from a bit of armor. Benefits from mana regen. I mean, it is going to slow down maybe slightly more key items, but I believe in Stranger. Been doing a very good job on the Death Prophet, winning out the mid, actually doing almost as good as the
Radiant's middle
as a safe
tower
lane
is
carry on the
being
Freya team.
attacked.
Slardar, though, in recent It seems like in recent minutes it's been definitely petering off. Let's have a quick look at the gold graph. Freya
Radiant's middle tower
massively
is under
pushing ahead in
siege.
terms of XP. Gradually pushing ahead in terms of gold. Not much of a lead though. Here we go, Stranger popping up the ult, and Reese has been fissured and crushed. Going to be absolutely destroyed there.
There's your Echo Slam.
The Echo Slam doesn't hit much though, unfortunately. AA ult comes in, Red Banana picked off as well. Mint
Radiant's
not going to
middle
give up on
tower is
this.
under attack.
Stranger
You're
wants to
really
get the
loose.
harass down on
Radiant
80.
structures
The ghosts are
have
there
been
as well, and
fortified.
that's 3 dead. That's the entire tri lane
Radiant's
murdered
middle tower
by
is
this Mint
under
aggression.
siege.
Now there's a bit of free farm for TA mid, but definitely
Dire's
not
top
worth
tower
it.
is under
This tower will be
siege.
going down as well, almost guaranteed. We've got Missy over here with the Death Prophet just finishing up the next wave. And this is going to be easy peas on the towers. But we do have contest. The arrow fired off a little bit too early, going to miss by a mile and a half. Red Banana coming
Really
in, looking
nice
to get
silence there, though.
something, but oh! The fissure on top of everything else just absolutely clears out Luna, and that's twice the heavy carry has died now. Red Banana manages to get out, but Earthshaker for Luna, not what they needed from that rotation. They did manage to save the tower. Red Banana also hits 6, hasn't skilled yet. Let's assume it's Serpent Wards. There it is. But yeah, I mean that's got to have done quite a lot in Mint's favor. They've caught up in XP. They're now ahead on gold by the same distance they were behind before. And yeah, I think the edge that they seem to have in this match, when they have it, it's all down to the skill plays. It's all down to the team coordination and the ganking.
And that was really nice play by them. A lot of teams you'll see, they get the first Death Prophet ult, they'll rotate to a lane, and they'll be content with just taking tower. They didn't actually take the tower, but that's fine. That's just reliable gold that is on the map that you will eventually get, because you have a Death Prophet and you have a kind of team that will be perfectly fine to push lanes. But getting all of those kills, that's really set them up now.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, it's not just a question of setting them up, it's a question of messing with that Luna. Getting the tier 1 tower down on the safe lane is almost a good thing for the safe lane carry, because it means that half the time they're going to be farming kind of in this area rather than this area, and that's much safer. So even though you're giving gold to the enemy team, it's not the worst thing to lose your tier 1 on the safe lane, particularly when you've got a farm dependent like Luna.
Radiant's middle tower is being attacked.
Lily going to TP mid, gets a crush on the TA. Not entirely sure what the plan is here though. Oh, they apparently do have the DPS. I didn't think they did. One more hit. There's the arrow, gonna finish off the TA. Wow, I am amazed. I was really thinking that the refraction charges there would actually protect from most of the damage. But when they fall off, they drop really quickly. Gank attempt going on top at the same time. Ade does use Echo Slam, then gets shackled. Lucent Beam. This is going to be an easy kill.
He might be able to get one for his troubles here. No, he's fine.
He wasn't too far off. I'll give him that. Mid
But
tower
just
looking
continue
in
doing
real
whatever
danger
it
here.
was you were doing.
Mint might not have the Shadow Shaman, but they've got a decent pushing lineup when they put their minds to it.
Dire's middle tower is under siege.
Mirana getting her drum
Dire's
out. She
middle
can start
tower
building
has
towards
been
proper items
destroyed.
now.
Dark light.
Not hating on drum.
I was saying, speaking of the Shadow Shaman, he's dead if his AA ult hits. Or at least very close to it.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Drops the wards. I think they're probably going to get this tower. I don't think there's much that can be done, but Earthshaker apparently feels that he can get in there and contest. Not entirely sure what the plan is here. Liable to
Dire's
just die
bottom
to wards.
tower is being attacked.
Not the best TP in there.
Radiant's top tower is
Get
under
the deny?
attack.
No
I
deny.
think he was possibly there for the
Radiant's top tower
deny,
has been destroyed.
but
Bottom tower is under
Way
attack.
too early, given the presence
So
of these
there's
wards.
that.
I mean, they're dangerous as hell.
Dire's middle tower is being attacked.
Nice little bit of food for Death Prophet though, who does have her ult up. Maybe this is the time they try and finish off that tower. Mirana, under the cover of Moonlight Shadow, does go up and just try and keep the tri-lane busy. And Reese, at least, is certainly feeling the heat, hiding back up in the trees. Death Prophet now on about picks up the Staff of Wizardry. Gotta wonder what her first item's going to be in that case.
yours. She's got Sage's Mask now, that's definitely a yours
you're
set
right.
pick.
That's yours. And good luck. Now, I don't think they need to use a Death Prophet ult for this. What about you?
No, I hope that they don't. I hope they hold off on the Death Prophet ult. Try and force out. Is the glyph already been used? Yeah. Force out the glyph if they're going to use it at all.
Death
if they
Prophet
don't,
gets the tower.
then use Death Prophet ult on the next tower.
Yeah, which
Go
should probably be
TP
tier
that
1
Death
bot.
Prophet bottom. Yeah,
I'm
they
getting
can't
weird
push tier
ping
2 top.
noises,
They
just
don't have
try and deal
the
with that
vision
quickly.
for it.
should be a little bit better now, I hope. The USB for my mouse keeps falling out of my computer, and I get that doo-doo-doo noise. But the mouse still works, so it's kind of weird. How much is the recipe for Yules? It's not much, right?
700.
Yeah, well, she
Something
should
like
be able to afford it now. I guess. I mean, I can't believe she's saving for buyback now. There's a nice blink stomping from Slardar. Looks like Mid are not taking any prisoners this time, and Death Prophet doesn't even pop the ult to get the kill. I'm wondering if she's actually going to save it again here, given that most of the Freya teams
really nice duking here.
are moving on mid, finishing off the Earthshaker.
Dire's
Yeah.
bottom tower has fallen.
DP ult still up, popped now.
Radiant's middle tower
I guess to help
has
clear
been
this wave and
destroyed.
then maybe go for tier 2s. Slardar TPing in mid, looking to try and help out, but the AA's been picked off, so he's
Dire's
solo now.
bottom tower
Shackles
is
goes down on
under
a
attack.
creep, that's not what you want. Wards are dropped defensively. Really not sure about that ward placement there. Wasn't going to get kills, wasn't going to save anyone. TA then becomes over aggressive, and in the meantime, Death Prophet has just been working on this bot lane. And the TPs are coming in now, but it's going to be too late. Definitely going to be too late. Batrider comes in, then immediately blinks back. Could possibly have gone for the deny if it hadn't been for that.
They had glyph for all of that, and I'm surprised they didn't use it.
Very true.
There's not going to be another major tower push for 4 minutes. I don't believe, because it's very hard to push tier 2s at this stage of the game.
Well, let's have a quick look. I mean, XP graph. Okay, yeah, XP graph's beginning to equalize, normalize a little bit. Gold though, 4,000 ahead for Mint. I mean, yeah, they could use the space to farm, but I'd be against that personally because the hardest carry on the map is definitely Luna, and she can farm jungle. She's got the Dominator up. She's got the lifesteal. She can steal creeps. Cannot be left alone. Also, ancient stack going on here from. Oh yeah, it's actually the Luna. She's doing it with the ranged creep. Excellent job there. Is she going to get this minute as well? Yes, she is. Well played, Luna. Now you just got to hope these stupid supports don't mess up don't mess up the stack.
Oh dear.
Oh no, but it's the
actually,
it's a Radiant Observer.
There's a Radiant Observer ward.
Yeah.
Really nicely played.
Well done. Good anticipation there of what they were going to have to do. Lily now wanting to blink in and get a crush, doesn't, unfortunately. Arrow comes up, narrowly misses Red
Radiant's
Banana.
bottom tower is being attacked.
That's a huge item. Ada already got Blink Dagger up on Earthshaker.
Why do you say that? I mean, I suppose Slider's had the heavy carry. But 20 minutes? Meh. Nah. Don't get me wrong, it's a lot faster than any Blink Dagger I've ever built on an Earthshaker. I'm wondering if it'll be enough here. Batrider actually almost getting caught out, forced to blink away. No real danger there though. And it does kind of look like Stranger are actually looking to use this Death Prophet ult, even with AA down, to push on this tier 2. And given how low it is, I don't think there's going to be much contesting it. The ward goes down, but Yules is up.
Use the glyph.
Oh no! Yules ends up leaving her right in the middle of the wards. She needs to right click down some of these. There we go. No more trap. Unfortunately, Emsky has caught out the Slardar. Arrow sent in nicely to try and disrupt that, but ends up hitting on the TA, who is gonna go down. Refraction offering no help against Death Prophet. I mean, this is just getting into silly mode. I mean, she's picked up her Yules now, but still sitting on 3k gold. If she wanted to go Bloodstone still, it would be it's there for the taking. Now getting TP's bot to try and stop this Luna, who actually will be on BKB in about 30 gold. But oh no, there's a blink, there's a stun. Eclipse is coming out though. This is huge. There's still Lucent Beam. There's still Lucent Beam. Lucent Beam was on cooldown. No, that's huge. That's delayed that BKB now by about, I want to say about 5 minutes, and that is massive.
I'd say roughly about 5 minutes, and even longer if Mint keep playing as they have done and are really on top of things with a lot of awareness. If they just go into this jungle as soon as Luna spawns, you can almost guarantee Luna will spawn and come to this hard camp. So when Luna spawns, get in position, go to that hard camp. Find her, kill her. That's another 5 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Zap.
I think maybe after that last incredibly long game, as with many other things, players can get shaken by those kind of games.
They
and
can.
Freya, I think they're letting that game get to them because they were ahead for so long in that game. The rat was working so well for them, and then Mint just got their game together, got all their items up, and then just pushed 5-man on 5 and destroyed them. This game, Freya are making a bit of a couple of misplays. It might just be my personal opinion, but they've had 3 opportunities to use the glyph now, and it's been over the last 10 minutes. So glyph would have come off cooldown once, nearly twice by then.
Mm.
And then just there, without using the Lucent Beam, okay, it was a one-on-one man fight. Oh,
The Lucent Beam was actually on cooldown.
One-on-one lady fight.
Yes.
It was on cooldown, was it?
It was.
Oh, okay.
That was my bad calling for it. I
Sorry.
thought it wasn't, but it was. Oh, they get the lasso down on Lily, but a beautiful fissure to disrupt, and under Moonlight Shadow, that's going to be an easy retreat. I mean, I think what Mint have kind of decided on here is they've said, look, there was a lot of pushing going on last time. We almost lost that game, and we shouldn't have. They wanted to play traditional. They wanted to play something where they could start using their skills early, and really bringing the fight to it. And I think they're doing a beautiful job in that. They chose the perfect team, and yeah, I think what they've done is they've played to Freya's weaknesses.
Dire's top tower is being attacked.
Yeah, definitely, and maybe Freya picked the sort of push strategy because it's something they're more familiar with. I certainly know in other more amateur level tournaments, you get teams that have their sort of house strategy and they will stick to it, whether that's a push strat with Lycan, etc. If they can draft it, they will, and if they can't draft it, then they'll struggle a bit like this.
It's actually a good way of putting it. I was thinking the same kind of thing, like maybe this is, you know, Freya seem to be the kind of team, maybe when they've got a strat, they're great at using it, they like using it, but if it gets disturbed by just kind of traditional play at a more aggressive or potentially even higher level, BKB TP here coming out from Reese, but the bash, you can't do that against the Slardar. Actually, the bash didn't proc, just enough damage coming out, but I would still say a bit of a gamble against the Slardar.
Yeah, most definitely. As we see, TA is trying to claim a kill here, but the HNF Prussian has a lot of friends.
Actually does, and they have Yule Scepters. Oh, and Ada coming in, wants to be one of those hero shakers, and looks like gonna be. This is huge. Stranger doesn't have ult. If she did, I would almost say worth popping here just for the team wipe. Screw towers. TA goes down. There's another blink done on MC. And this is huge. Only one left alive. It's ADI. He's running through the jungle. There's a shaker on his tail. And that is team wipe. Massive play there from Mint. Well done. And now racks are pretty much just open. I mean, Luna's up, Shadow Shaman's up. They do have Eclipse, but I don't think that's going to be enough. I think if Luna sticks her neck out at this stage in the game, she's going to end up being caught out. Actually, looking to defend the
Dire's
bot
middle tower
lane.
is under siege.
I guess they're deciding to just leave the. Nope. I was going to say they're going to leave the defense to somebody else. Luna was going to go farm, but nope,
Dire's
she is
middle
looking to
tower
defend.
is under attack.
The glyph comes
Dire's
out.
access
Divok, you must be so happy.
I am so happy.
And that's tier 3 down,
Dire's
guys.
I've just been
25
thinking-
minutes in.
fallen.
You said last game that the Earthshaker was banned out. Well, as in this game with the Clockwork ban, was that maybe a target ban? Because for me, this Earthshaker is the playmaker in this game.
Been doing an amazing job.
Usually
Yeah,
with
it could well have
fissures,
been.
but just there with that Echo Slam.
Yeah, amazing job. There's a great series called True Stories Dota by Dota FX. It's amazing, and they've got some amazing kind of Earthshaker moment of triumph clips on there. I would recommend that to anyone. That's Dota FX on YouTube. The Roche attempt spotted out, I think, by possibly not.
It was a TA trap.
There's a TA.
There was a TA trap in there.
It was just dropped. I'm not sure. Oh, it was dropped and activated.
She set off the first one. There's been a TA trap in the Roche pit for a while, as there should be. If you're a TA, you've got a spare trap, throw it on the Roche pit. And for some reason they decided to set it off. Not sure if that was the right idea. There were only 2 heroes in there. They could have quite
Red
easily
banana
have
in
had
trouble.
a Batrider.
A red banana. No. I mean, there's just
Alright.
not enough to say there. Emski, I don't think is gonna come out of this with the impression that that was a good idea. There's the fissure and down. Luna,
Here comes the Lunar ult though.
but she's gonna be chasing into creeps. That Eclipse is effectively wasted. Oh, the Echo Slam actually wasted as well. Just managed to be a little more DPS than the Dazzle. But I mean, does it hurt? You know, it doesn't hurt, and it's not like it's gonna lose him the fight.
It locked the Dazzle in position. Dazzle can then turn and start healing and helping Luna escape. And now this is Rax, so I'd say that's worth it.
Shadows take us.
Oh yeah,
Dyer's
totally worth it.
middle
Not sure if it
barracks
was
has been
necessary, but
destroyed. Dyer's
certainly not a
middle
bad thing.
barracks has fallen.
Rax secured.
Rax secured. TA now, I think the best thing she could be doing would be kind of distracting the Mint team and leading them on a merry chase through the jungle. But
Dyer's
unfortunately,
top tower is under siege.
Lily has other ideas. With the backdoor protection down because the creeps are on the high ground, we're now going to have Mint just attempting a straight up backdoor, and they are going to force the most defensive wards I have ever seen. Was there not any way they could have done that defense without using the wards? I'm not sure. Certainly would have been much better
I think
for
just
them.
dropping the weave might have been enough.
Yeah.
They didn't necessarily have to drop them both. That may have just been miscommunication.
I mean, there
Both
was no
the-
creep
The
wave.
supports on the Freya side.
There was no creep wave. Like, Mint really... sorry, Freya really should have been able to catch them off, I think. But an excellent move in here by Emski. He gets a lasso off, but then gets hit by a beautiful arrow coming out from Missy. Like, I'm not even sure how that was fired in time. Like, it almost looked like the arrow was fired before he blinked and got the lasso off. But that doesn't make any sense. It's...
They had observer wards. They saw Batrider looking. I don't know whether that was Cat being bait. If so, very, very well played by her. Or whether it was just her being the one out of position and Missy reading the Batrider's thoughts, knowing that Batrider was going to jump on the squishy AA, caught out of position and thrown the arrow. Either way, definitely very good play by Missy and probably very good play by Cat. And great play whoever dropped that ward that's now gone.
Well, we got 2 Staffs of Wizardry and 2 Ogre Clubs waiting to come out to people because we got Earthshaker and AA both looking to build into Ags. I'm semi-looking forward to this. I mean,
It's going to be very interesting.
it's going
I
to be messy
absolutely
as
adore
hell.
big support team fighty ultimates, especially when they're AA and especially when they're Earthshaker.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, rush that,
So I'm happy.
I guess, yeah. I always feel slightly strange when you end up picking up Aghanim Scepter before you've got your level 3 ult. But hey, that's what rushing is
Well, as a
about,
support,
right?
especially if you're doing your
Oh,
job
but there's
right,
the
you're not
blink.
gonna be
It's going to
level
take out the
having
AA
level
this
3
time, but
very quickly.
Earthshaker is right in there with an Echo Stomp, followed up by a Fissure. There's Death Prophet now for the DPS, and that is going to be
Dyer's top tower is
almost
being
certainly
attacked.
a GG push. The Death Prophet Ghost doing so much damage and just taking off all of the refraction procs instantly, 4 for 1. They got to regret going in on that AA, but those were the kind of plays they need to make, so who can blame them? Death Prophet needs to get
Dyer's
near some
top
buildings
tower has
right
fallen.
the fudge now. Clearing out this creep wave, personally would have preferred to just right-click the racks.
Dyer's top
Nobody
barracks
really
is under
cares.
attack.
Scouting arrow gonna hit, nothing.
Dyer's top barracks has
Um,
been destroyed.
Now they are like desperately working away on these totally pointless outbuildings. I mean, do they think that they don't have time for the bot lane? Maybe. Not sure that that's right. I think they would have done had they
I
rushed
think
it.
this is where they
They
back up
certainly,
get Roche and GG.
they certainly don't have time for Ada to run this close to the Dire fountain. I mean, he'll be looking to get a fissure off in a second. I'm not sure why they're not just killing him. If they want GG, they can just call GG. Ada actually gets a kill out of all that.
Dyer's middle tower
Like,
is
I have
being
no
attacked.
idea what was
Totally
going on there
strong.
from Freya.
Tower has fallen.
Final tier 4 looking really low.
Return.
And it looks like
I think
Freya
this
now
is their final chance.
ready to move out of the base, but here comes Lily with a BKB stomp. He gets amp damage on the Luna, who does get Shallow Grave, but there's a fissure down to block off her escape. Does pop the Eclipse, but Shallow Grave is going to wear off in a second, then she'll be dead. Managing to get through this though, and there's the Shackle on the Slardar. Beautiful kill there, helped out by Red Banana. Luna does fall. Vetch getting hit by the arrow, not going to be able to get refraction up. And that's 2 for 2. Death Prophet's still on the field though, so I think I got to say that goes in the favour of Mint. Those wards again being popped very defensively. I mean, when you've got Shadow Shaman on your team and you don't have 2 towers down at 30 minutes in the game, what are your thoughts on that?
This is Dire's bottom tower.
I think maybe Freya could have called GG after the first lane went down. Obviously, you don't want to. You always want to think there's that fighting chance. And I'm glad they kept going, and actually they're going again here.
Yeah, I think they might have a chance on Missy. That's a lot of DPS. Oh no, but there's the Earth Shaker! Carry Shaker all the way. My gosh, and now going for Emski. Doesn't have a huge amount on him though. Fissure will be up in a sec. He's got allies coming in the other way. Nice blink out there from Emski. But the Fissure, there's just so many stuns coming out from this Earthshaker, plus the enchant totem damage. Now Reese wants to try and enter into this fight, but nope, not going to happen, not a good plan. TA comes out, but there's a Death Prophet there, and as I said, you don't really get a huge amount of refraction when you've got Death Prophet goals staring through you. Add on to that the AA ult. AA ult does actually get the kill.
Add on to that the fact that Death Prophet has a Divine Rapier.
Oh my word. That's just cruel, guys. That's just cruel. GG, well played. Called out finally by the Freya side, and that was a really good game. Well played there by Mint. And I've actually got a little bit of time before the next game. So very briefly, Divok, final thoughts.
I actually have final thoughts, and you said it yourself. You may not have meant to said it, but you said Echo Stomp rather than Echo Slam by Earthshaker, and for me, on that Earthshaker, Echo Stomped.
Echo Stomp, yeah.
Playing out of her mind, really well played.
It was
and big props
amazing.
to her, and the rest of her team were there to back her up with a nearly flawless game for them.
Yeah, beautiful job. Beautiful job. I got to say, I do think Mint deserve this. Their comeback against the Rat Dota in the first game, I think, kind of proves they've probably got the better team. And I respect them for saying, you know, we're not going to let them Rat Dota this game. We're going to go for an aggressive early game team that we know we can win with, and then just stomping with it. So good job to them. Please do check out Divok at Divok, DIV0K, or twitch.tv/DivokDota, or youtube.com/user/DivokDota, I want to say.
The IV0K. Nearly got it. You'll get it one day.
The YouTube one always throws me off. And of course, I'm Grumbleduke. All my details are below. Please sub up. I do have a 100 sub giveaway going on, so there's some stuff on the line for you guys as well. And I'm actually going to be coming back in just a few moments with the first game of the Wave's very own homegrown Tsunami Cup. So please do stay tuned for that. See you guys.
See ya.